Oh, man, it's early on in 2024. This guy says, by distance travel. That's the same media that was talking about. Shout out to my man Jacob Mullins, man. Jacob Mullins in the building, man. Oh, oh, PayPal's acting up, man. Hey, man, my PayPal's in good shape, man. My PayPal's fine, man. If you want to shoot, if you want to send a PayPal, go ahead, man. I'm receiving PayPal's all the time, man. It works. Mine works fine. Got a great show for you guys today, man. Shout out to Cornelius Brunis, man. Day one in the building, man. What's happening, man? What's cracking? What's crizacking? Stephanie McCoy in the building. Shout out to No Coincidence. He said, give it under me a grease. Yeah, man. Kamala, man. He said muscle. Yo, hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. That looked like some good stuff, man. Kamala, whatever your name is. Kamala, Camilla, she got kung fu grip, man. Damn. Kamala, that grip is mean, man. That grip mean, man. Said, would I smash? I mean, in my younger day, yeah. I wouldn't smash her now, man. She a little too old for me. But in my younger days, yeah. Why not? When she was at Howard, yeah, I would smash the version of her that was at Howard, of course. Listen, man, I don't know nothing about that lady, man. All I know is that if she become president, man, gonna be a long 4 years. It's gonna be a long 4 years. We got a lot going on, man. Yeah, don't leave the country, man. It's still gonna be. It's That's the crazy part about America. Even with this broad running, it is still gonna be the greatest country on the planet Earth. Even with her running it. Shout out to my man Cornelius Bruner's Day One. Been around for a long time, man. Since the teens, man. My man been around since the 2000 and since 2017, man. He said, "Nah, Opportunity Willie Brown says she's a throat goat." Yeah, man. I can tell, man. Willie Brown was openly cheating on his wife. Willie Brown was out here with no brakes, man. Wilding, man. Willie Brown didn't even try to hide it, man, from his wife. He was like, "Look, baby, she, he just, yeah, that thing look good, man. Kamala, man, do your thing, Kamala. She gotta use what you got to get what you want, man. Like, like they said, like the Ozzy brother said, man, it's your thing, man. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to." Listen, nothing can really stop her other than her losing on election day. I don't think there's no attacks that Trump and the Trump campaign can levy against her that's going to stop her momentum. Even if they said she was a spy for Russia, the media wouldn't cover it. Like, here's the thing: a lot of the stuff that Trump is going to say about Kamala is going to need media coverage, and the media is not going to cover it. So it's like she's got the media on her side, man. She's got Hollywood on her side. She's got a lot going for her, man. Yeah, the media, man. Media is so corrupt in America. It's so corrupt, man. The mainstream media is literally openly shilling for one candidate. There's no what they call it, what's the word for it? There's no I forgot the word. I can't think of the word for it. But they're openly shilling for Kamala, man. Um it's sickening, man. No, they are biased. There's no seeing both sides of it. There's no goddamn be mad. Bipartisanship, nah, that's not the word. There's no objectivity. Yeah, there's no objectivity, man. But it's another word though. Yeah, it's another word, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it's just a shame, man. And I think it's completely unacceptable, man, that we have to accept a media like this, a media that openly shills for one candidate. That's unacceptable, man. Um, Unacceptable. I don't want a woman running the country, man. I'm a chauvinist pig, man. I'm a Derek chauvinist pig, man. I don't want no running the country, man. I'm sorry, man. He said, shout out to Alexander Burns. He said, can't sleep. Now Kamala will give me nightmares. Yeah, man. She giving head to a white dude, man. That white dude getting that noggin, man. That white dude getting that noggin every night, man. Shout out to that white dude, man. Or is he he's not white, he's let me get that right. He's Juice Crew, right? He's not white, he's Juice Crew, right? Y'all gonna tell me, y'all gonna make sure I get it right, right? Y'all gonna make sure I get it right, right? He's not white, he's Juice Crew. He's not white. Yeah, man. Shout out to Kamala's walls and her jaw. Kamala's walls. He said almost there. I'll leave it on for a little bit longer so you guys can go ahead and finish. But I mean, I don't know how long I can leave this up for you guys, man. Half of y'all gonna be asleep during the show, man. Let me stop this, man, before half of y'all be asleep during the show. Let me stop this, man. That thing look good, man. Shout out to her, man. This is sad, man. Um,
ഓക്കെ അവനും അതെ സിമ്പിൾ ആയിട്ട് അത് കഴിക്കുന്നുണ്ട് ഇതൊക്കെ അയ്യോ ഒരു
these people eat rats. Yo, these people are so disgusting. Yo, thank you, white people, man. Thank you, white people, for rescuing us, man. Thank you, white people, for rescuing us, man. Even though my father's side was still over there, but thank you for rescuing us, man. Yo, this is a time capsule, man. This is how life used to be, man. Look at these people, man. Look at these people, man. With them African chicken nuggets, man. African nuggets, man. Yeah. Thank you, man, for saving us, white people, man. I'm about to go bake a back batch of brownies and just walk up to a random white man and be like, "Thank you." He'll be like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Thank you, man." I'm gonna have them in the little tray with the cloth over it. I ain't even gonna put it in no Tupperware. I'm gonna have it with the old school with the cloth over it. So yeah, man, this is crazy, man. We listen. How do you live with people like this? How do you live with people like this, man? I can't live with people like this, man. And a lot of Americans are feeling that way. Like, yo, these people are bringing over. These people are different, man. These people in these different countries, man, are different, man. Most people I know, they jump on the table if they see a mouse. These dudes will catch it and eat it. These dudes will catch the mouse and eat them. Yeah, rat kebab, man. The hell? Yeah, man. They not like us. They not like us. Freaky ass nigga, he a rat eating god. They not like us. They not like us. Look how innocent he look. He look like, yo, what? Look at his face. He look like what? Look at him. He like, what? I'm hungry, man. I had a snack, man. It's a snack. And look, they got a car back there, man. And a road, man. Come on, man. If there's a road and a car within earshot, man, you don't need to be eating rats, man. Everything in Negroes from Negro land was true, man. Everything, man. Negroes from Negro land, man. The fuck? What is this, man? It's done. Right now, I'm on my way to the hospital. I got to, get a couple tests done. Monkeypox shit is real, y'all. It's real. It's real. That's all I can say. Yeah. Yo, take care of yourselves. You hear me? That nigga's stupid, man. This shit is no joke. That nigga's stupid. It's no joke. Yo, this nigga's stupid. Yo. This nigga's stupid. Yo, that right nigga a fool, man. Yo, that dude is a fool, man. I'm on my way to the hospital. I got to, get a couple tests done. Monkeypox shit is real, y'all. It's real. It's real. That's all I can say. Yeah. Yo, take care of yourselves. You hear me? This shit is no joke. It's no joke. He just eat a banana. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my God. Oh Lord. This look like Baltimore.
Pussy bill show on boom, dickhead. Yeah. Here you go. Yeah. Pussy what? Dickhead. Dickhead, where you at? Pussy bill show on boom, dickhead.
And this is America, man. That's like Baltimore. That's Philly. Philly, man. It's Philly, man. Oh man. So the African is the same everywhere, man.
Yeah. Here you go. Yeah.
The African is the same everywhere you go, man. Wherever you go, there you are, man. Shit. Shit.
Zani yake ba. Hebe tena ndo katigwa kisante zondezo. Alembe kwaje. Pulume ya sebu sebe chane. Ale choko. Ugwa kete.
Yo, man. Thank you, white people, man, for saving us, man. If it wasn't for white people, all of us would still be living like this. All of us. Like every black person would be living like this if it wasn't for white people, man. God, dog, man. Jeez, please, man. Jeez, please, man. Yo, man. What's worse, eating bats or rats? Let me do a poll, man. Let me put up a poll, man. Man. Negroes from Negro land, man. Y'all niggas should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Anytime you say something bad about a white person, man, white people saved you from that, man. Let me ask this. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Jeez. Yo, man, take that poll. Everybody hop on that poll, man. Everybody hop on that poll. Jeez, this shit take it. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Listen, niggas want to hide this shit, man. Niggas want to hide this shit, man. You can't hide this shit. I'm putting this in you niggas' faces, man. This is you. Without the white man. Over there eating rats like a goddamn. Over there eating rats. Look at him. Yo, you can tell this is like
ആ തൊലിയപ്പാട് അവരങ്ങനെ കഴിച്ചട്ടോ. മൊത്തം വായിലേക്ക് അവരിട്ടു. എന്റെ പൊന്നോ, നോക്ക് അവനത് സിമ്പിളായിട്ട് അത് കഴിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്. ഇതൊക്കെ അയ്യോ, ഒരു ഫുള്ള് കഴിക്കുന്നു. അടിപൊളി.
Yo, the fuck? Yeah, dirt cookies is definitely better, man. Dirt cookies is nut. Yo, dirt cookies is really just like a delicacy now, man. Dirt cookies are a delicacy. Dirt cookies are like, yo, bring on the dirt cookies, man. Bring on the dirt cookies, man. The hell with that, man. Bring on the dirt cookies. Hell with that, man. Bring them on, man.
Imagine having to eat cookies made from dirt, salt, and fat. Sounds unbelievable, right? But this is the harsh reality for the people living in the impoverished slums of Haiti. In Haiti, a country where life is a constant struggle, the cost of food is rising to alarming levels. This is a place where the
They look a lot like pancakes or cookies. The recipe passed down from generations here in Haiti. Women spend entire days making them. Grandmothers, daughters, and younger girls. Infants are nursed while mothers work the mix. Kids seem to enjoy them, at least when our camera was around. But these patties, known as bonbon terres by the Haitians who eat them, are a grim reminder of just how poor this Caribbean nation is. They aren't sweet, they're hard to swallow, and add almost nothing in terms of nutrition, because the cookies are actually made of dirt.
It fills your stomach. When we haven't eaten anything, this dirt cookie fills your stomach.
Traded, sold, and even hoarded by women here in the poorest section of the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, Cité Soleil in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Small amounts of vegetable shortening, salt, and occasionally sugar are mixed in with the dirt and water as well. Made in places like this, an old fort where torture was once common by corrupt dictators here, Fort Dimanche is now a center of commerce built around the dirt cookies, a basketball court, soccer field, and school for hundreds of kids and home to many.
To get to the basketball court, which acts as a preparation area for the dirt cookies, you have to cross this open sewer, which is littered with animal parts and trash and other nasty things, to get to an area where the cookies are laid out to dry out in the sun. You can see that these are still very wet, not quite ready to be served, but this is literally dirt being prepared for humans to eat on top of other dirt and filth.
Celine Denis' life revolves around the cookies. For days we watched as the grandmother sat mixing the dirt cookie batter. Selling the cookies is Denis' sole source of income and often her only food.
It's a necessary evil. I'm in a bad situation, and that's why I make them. It hurts my heart, but I have no choice. We're forced to eat it. It makes us sick, but not the way it would to anybody who's not used to eating it. Our system is kind of used to it.
The dirt is trucked into this huge slum and sold at an enormous markup to the women, who pay about $5 a sack. They say it comes from an area in the mountains and are convinced the dirt is rich in minerals and vitamins.
They pay for the dirt. They buy the dirt at a huge markup.
Used to eating it. Our system is kind of used to it.
The dirt is trucked into this huge slum and sold at an enormous markup to the women, who pay about $5 a sack. They say it comes from an area in the mountains and are convinced the dirt is rich in minerals and vitamins. And if they don't have the money, they're happy, indeed eager to buy the dirt on credit. If it rains or the sun is blocked, the cookies can't dry out, and women actually end up owing money on the dirt they've purchased. Not a drop of batter is wasted. And throughout Haiti, the cookies are seen in urban markets and small mountain villages. We rarely saw adults eating the cookies, as many seemed ashamed. Kids, however, asked repeatedly why we were so interested before freely eating them. The UN's humanitarian coordinator in Haiti says the need for dirt cookies is an indictment of government failure and waste. The 5-cent cookies, a necessity in Haiti, imported food too expensive for families living on about $1 a day.
Some 3.3 million Haitians are food insecure today. Around 25% of the children are chronically malnourished. These are the same indicators as in sub-Saharan Africa.
Pregnant women have long eaten the cookies for their supposed source of calcium and antacid benefits. But doctors dispute this and warn of tooth decay, constipation, and worse. The United States ambassador to Haiti has taken a personal interest in lessening dependence on the cookies.
I've actually taken members of Congress down to Cité Soleil, and they've seen it too.
What do they say when they see people eating dirt?
Well, it's worrisome. It's very worrisome, and we don't like to see it.
To Newport News now, and a life sentence for a woman convicted of killing a teenager.
We've been following this story for close to 4 years now. Crystal Albritton was sentenced this morning for the death of Aisha Cowell in what the judge says is one of the worst cases he's ever seen. 10 Eagle-Side's Brett Hall has the new information.
How could you be a judge in Blackistan and be like, this is the worst case I ever seen? Like, what do you have to do to make a judge in Blackistan say this is the worst case they've ever seen? What did she do, man?
This morning for the death of Aisha Cowell in what the judge says is one of the worst cases he's ever seen. 10 Eagle-Side's Brett Hall has the new information.
Prosecutors say that 17-year-old Aisha Cowell was killed because she did what we'd all want anyone else to do. She was willing to speak up when something happened that wasn't right. And in part because of those circumstances, Judge Gary Mills says he feels a life sentence for 34-year-old Crystal Albritton is appropriate.
I'm going to thank Jesus for that sentence. I praise him for that sentence because we needed that. They took a wonderful life.
It was September 7th, 2020. Prosecutors say that Crystal Albritton, along with her husband Devin and goddaughter Deja Feaster, lured the 17-year-old Granby High School student to their Norfolk home to do hair. But when she arrived, she was duct taped, gagged, pistol whipped, and put into a box, driven to Newport News, and then shot in the back of the head in the woods. For roughly 2 weeks, her body would sit there. Prosecutors say it was all done in order to keep Asia from testifying in court against her ex-boyfriend, Deja's brother, who was accused of rape. Albritton's defense attorney tried to make the case that because Albritton pleaded guilty and avoided putting the family through a trial, she is taking responsibility for her actions.
I would like to apologize for my part that I played in the situation towards the family.
Damn, bitch, that's a horrible apology. You suck at apologies, man. Yo, you suck at... Yo, this woman is like, yo, she's the... Yo, you terrible at apologies, man. Don't ever apologize again, man. Just go do your damn time. It's a fucking dreadful apology, man.
For her actions.
I would like to apologize for my part that I played in the situation towards the family. If I could take it back, I would. I can't, and I'm sorry.
Asia's family was glad Judge Gary Mills didn't buy it.
At the end of the day, it don't bring her back. It don't bring her back. But cherish the time that you got with them now, because when they're gone, you're going to, see and realize what you had.
Now, Albritton does have the right to appeal, but again, she pleaded guilty, so her defense attorney says her options are more limited. Again, the Commonwealth did not want to go on camera with us today because 2 more people still have to go through the criminal process, and that could happen in the coming months. In Newport News, outside the...
Sentencing day for a teen accused of kidnapping and repeatedly raping a woman back in 2022.
And look at Leanne Motorhome is joining us. She's outside the courtroom in Fort Lauderdale with a sentence just handed down. Leanne?
More than 40 years in prison for Terry Berger Smith, who was just 14 when he committed a brutal crime. He took an open plea, which spared the victim in this case the pain of a lengthy trial, but left the ultimate sentence open for the judge to determine.
Terry Smith Berger, now 17, will be in prison until he's nearly 60.
Things that he did, not only physically but emotionally to this woman, is tough.
He was just 14 when he committed a brutal rape. A judge sentenced him to 495 months in prison, more than 41 years. He'll be on probation for the rest of
495 months. Yo, that's like, yo, goddamn, man. It's only 12 months in a year. Damn.
his life once he gets out.
And I feel like that what would happen was fair. I would love for it to be forever, but in all reality, it is forever.
The victim's mother spoke in court on behalf of her daughter, who's still too traumatized to be in the same room with Smith.
As a mother, it is devastating to witness the profound impact that this cruel act has had on his life.
It was June 2022 when Smith attacked his 21-year-old victim as she walked to work in Hollywood. He beat her, threatened her, forced her into sex, FaceTimed a friend while he was doing it, and even filmed parts of the attack. The disturbing clips were played in the courtroom as Smith hung his head and closed his eyes.
I really don't think he's a monster. I think he is capable of redemption.
Smith's defense attorney requested what's called a downward departure, citing his age as a factor.
I would just like to apologize. Are you going to be there for him? Always.
Smith's parents also spoke to the court, as did Smith himself, who begged for leniency.
Oh, wow, he biracial, man. He biracial, man. That's his dad, man. That son, man, got some weak genes, man. I thought this was a white boy, man, or Hispanic, man. Why we always gotta? He half white. Fuck that. We sharing this, guys. We sharing this one, Gliders.
Downward departure, citing his age as a factor.
I would just like to apologize. Are you going to be there for it? Always.
Smith's parents also spoke to the court, as did Smith himself, who begged for leniency.
I pray for the victims for giving us daily and tremendously. I hope that one day I will be forgiven. I also apologize to the victims' loved ones.
But the facts of the case were just too much for the judge to look past.
The defense seeks a downward departure in juvenile sanctions. Certainly the age would qualify it, but the facts of this case do not justify it.
Wow.
Smith's parents declined to comment after that sentence was handed down. The defense attorney representing Smith says that they will consider an appeal. They have 30 days to file one.
Smoked his boots, man. God, dog. The judge smoked his boots. Shit.
Well, it has, in fact, been a very dramatic day here at the federal courthouse for Angelique Lee. She spent much of the day before two different judges, a magistrate and the chief district judge. She told the judge that she knew right from wrong and that it was wrong for her to take bribes. Now, here is what prosecutors accuses her of doing. According to that bill of criminal information, Lee accepted cash, deposits, and other gifts from an unnamed person described as unindicted co-conspirator A. The documents say Lee agreed to shut down a road and vote to approve a real estate development for a hotel at the Jackson Convention Complex. The fictitious deal involved two undercover FBI agents who pretended to be real estate developers from Nashville, Tennessee, who wanted to invest in that project. Now, Lee
smash on baby Kamala here, man. Why they always in trouble, man? It's like 100% of the time these sisters gonna do something, man. We can't get one sister that ain't corrupt, man. One sister politician, just one, man. That's all we asking for, just one, man. Smash on her though, man. Smash.
Of FBI agents who pretended to be real estate developers from Nashville, Tennessee, who wanted to invest in that project. Now, Lee agreed to have the road, which was unnamed in the court documents, to be closed, and she would later cast votes at the council meeting in favor of that hotel development, again, in exchange for thousands of dollars. Now, according to the document, this past February, Lee accepted $10,000 in electronic transfer to pay off a portion of her campaign debt. And then in March, she took $3,000 for personal use. Also in March, the undercover agents described as confidential human source 1 and 2 allowed Lee to use their credit card to spend $6,000 at a luxury retail store in Jackson. Federal prosecutors say Lee funneled some of the money to a bank account owned or controlled by that unindicted co-conspirator. We spoke with her attorney outside the courthouse after she pleaded guilty.
Good people make bad decisions at times, but I must say that for her to come in and take full responsibility for her actions says a lot about her and her character. And so this is a tough chapter for her, and hopefully this is the beginning phases of rehabilitating her character for her constituents and for the people of Jackson, and she wishes the city continued growth and success.
Now, Lee will remain free on a $10,000 unsecured bond. She's scheduled to be sentenced on November 13th. Federal prosecutors filed that sentencing recommendation under seal, so we don't know how much time they're recommending or any possible jail time they're recommending for her guilty plea this afternoon. I can tell you that Chief Judge Dan Jordan reminded Lee that by pleading guilty and agreeing to be sentenced, she will give up her right to vote, her right to serve on a jury, and indeed her right to serve in public office. It's rather a turn of events for a woman who just one day ago was Jackson's city councilwoman, Ward 2. For now, we're live at the federal court.
She don't want to go to jail, man. She gave up her whole life to not go to jail, man. She too pretty to go to jail, man.
Now to the latest on the bribery scandal that led to the resignation of Jackson City Councilwoman Angelique Lee.
Yeah, this evening we're hearing from a leader in Ward 2, one day after Lee pleaded guilty. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams live this evening.
Oh, yeah.
15-year-old Caden Holland has been sentenced to 60 years for attempting to kill another teen on board a school bus.
Yo, 60 years, man. These judges ain't playing. Yo, these judges ain't playing today, man. You young boys picked the wrong day to go to court, man.
15-year-old Caden Holland has been sentenced to 60 years for attempting to kill another teen on board a school bus. You might remember these shocking images of Holland pointing a gun at the boy's head. Thankfully, the gun jammed and the boy was not hurt. Our Matt Gregory joins us live. And Matt, Holland is facing 60 years behind bars, but he won't be serving that entire sentence, correct?
Yeah, he's only serving 25 years. That's the maximum is 60, and 25 is what was asked for by the state's attorney to be the maximum. But the judge had a couple of things to really determine, right? The number one thing he had to determine while going through this was this premeditated? And the judge pointed out that this planning of what is essentially a hit on a school bus showed premeditation as well as planning on Holland's part. And he felt, the judge did, that this required the most severe of sentences for Caden Holland, a.k.a. Baby K. But we'll take you through what happened today in the courtroom, because this is how sentencing works. Both sides present what they believe would give either a strict or lenient argument. And the prosecution started by showing all of us the video. In fact, the judge saw it as well, of the two boys joining Holland on the bus as it stopped. They get on to jump a 14-year-old boy. And during this savage beating that we watched, kicking and punching as well as pistol whipping, 3 times Holland attempted to shoot the boy in the head. Every time the gun misfired. After that, the bus driver and the victim's mother both gave impact statements, or victim impact statements. The mother says she moved the boy across the country because he suffers from PTSD and he's so frightened by the incident he doesn't even go on buses anymore. And the bus driver also has PTSD and has quit her job. Now, Holland's attorney got a chance to counter, and he said that Holland has a number of common risk factors for juvenile violence, like low IQ, a damaging family situation, drug issues, and he himself has been a victim of violence. That he would be better served with a lesser sentence is what Holland's attorney said, and a juvenile reform system, or at least a system that allowed him to get the help he needs from a therapist, as well as learning productive and healthy life choices. Now, afterwards, the judge disagreed and gave him the maximum. And we spoke with State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy about how Holland was actually in the juvenile system before this entire incident. 1 month before, he had been in the system for a different gun charge, and he had done none of the requirements to complete the juvenile justice program. And still, DJS closed out his case and released him out. And that 1 month later is when he went on the bus and attempted to kill that boy. And this is what State's Attorney Braveboy had to say about DJS's handling of this entire situation.
Bottom line is that DJS needs to be able to provide more services for a longer period of time. That we can't just accept the fact that a child doesn't complete a program, but is at the end of their probationary period. That is unacceptable for the child and for the community.
So we've asked several times, I've called the courts, we've filed motions. We wanted to know what that gun charge was that Holland had first been in trouble for back when he was 13 or 14. And then at the same time, why did DJS just close the case when he had not completed any of the requirements? We were told it's a juvenile case and they can't give us the information, but we're going to keep looking into it. As you can see, though, the long effects of this, right, of something that happened when he was 13, and then the escalation of violence, as the prosecutor put, on that day in May of 2023. In Prince George's County, I'm Matt Gregory. Back to you.
You know, if he serves that full sentence, he'll be 41 years when he gets out. Matt, thank
you. Wow. Fucking Baby K, man.
It's a teen who admitted boarding a Prince George's County school bus, putting a gun to a student's head, and pulling the trigger gets 25 years in prison. Good evening. I'm Megan Clark. The case of Caden Holland, known as Baby K, shook our region and prompted calls for change to Maryland laws. Our Scott Taylor is outside the courthouse with the message prosecutors are sending with this sentence.
Last year, 3 masked teens stormed into a Prince George's County public school bus. 17-year-old Caden Holland was one of them and pointed a gun at a 14-year-old boy. He pulled the trigger 3 times, but it didn't fire. The crime caught on video. Holland was arrested and charged in adult court. He agreed to a plea deal and pled guilty to attempted first-degree murder. These are sketch artist renderings of Holland at a previous hearing. At today's sentencing hearing, Holland found out he'll spend the next 25 years in jail.
From a different bus angle, you can see that Mr. Holland is ejecting live rounds out of the firearm, and those were found on the bus. He then proceeds over to the other seat where the young man had moved to. He tries to shoot him again in the face. That was the picture that I had printed out. Again, he's unsuccessful.
Holland could have been sentenced to life, but he confessed to the crime, so prosecutors only asked for a sentence of 60 years with all but 25 years suspended.
We hope that he gets rehabilitated. We hope that he takes advantage of all of the programs and services that he will be afforded while he is serving his time.
And that was Scott Taylor reporting. Now, Caden Holland's case was just one of many that prompted crime fighters across the state to call on lawmakers in Annapolis to change recently enacted criminal reform laws. Governor Wes Moore signed those modifications in May. 2 key ones include an extension of probation critical to the Baby K case. After 7 News was first to report Holland had a prior gun offense and failed to complete conditions of his probation, but there was nothing to enforce that. And probation can now be extended beyond 6 months. In addition, the age was reduced when it comes to how young firearm offenders can face criminal charges in Maryland. Previously, nobody under the age of 13 could be prosecuted in most cases.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Afternoon, the case of a D.C. City employee accused of gunning down 13-year-old Karan Blake is now in the hands of a jury. At issue is not who pulled the trigger, but why it happened. In closing arguments, the defense claimed the man acted in self-defense.
But the prosecution insists Lewis knew exactly what he was doing when he opened fire. And our Jay Korf has been in the courtroom all day. And Jay, we just got this in. It appears no verdict tonight.
That's correct, Megan. At this point, the jury met they got out at 2:30. It's about 5 o'clock right now. So we're talking, they were in session for about 2 hours. I think they got out around 4:30. So they will meet again tomorrow morning to continue their deliberations in a very, very complex case we've learned in the past couple of days. The prosecution essentially saying, alleging this was an angry person who was frustrated about cars in his neighborhood being stolen, so he took matters into his own hands, whereas the defense is saying this is a clear case of self-defense.
It's an incident that shocked the city. In the middle of the night back in January of 2023, police say D.C. City employee Jason Lewis shot and killed 13-year-old Karan Blake outside Lewis's home in Northeast. Thursday, during closing arguments in this case, Lewis's attorney argued that his client was awoken in the middle of the night to what sounded like somebody breaking into his home. So he went outside and saw what appeared to be someone breaking into a car and somebody in a nearby car pointing a gun at him and firing, but missing Lewis. Lewis, who has a legal concealed carry permit, fires back, striking the car, but hurting no one. Seconds later, according to the defense, Lewis sees someone running toward him, but because it's dark, cannot identify that person, and fearing for his life, fired. The person he killed, a teenager, 13-year-old Karan Blake, who, according to testimony, yelled multiple times, "I'm a kid, I'm a kid." The prosecution argued in closing that based on surveillance video presented in court, no one shot at Lewis, and that it was Lewis's intention to shoot those teenagers for breaking into cars. Legal counsel for D.C. also pointed out that in D.C., people do not have the right to shoot somebody to prevent a property crime, but you can use deadly force if there's a reasonable fear that you could lose your life.
And in terms of Jason Lewis, he faces 6 charges, the most serious being second-degree murder. Reporting live in the district, I'm Jay Korf for 7 News.
Wow. Wow. Link in the description box if you want to come up, man. Oh, we got Hot Black in the building. What's happening?
Yo.
You see all these people getting these huge numbers, man?
Sentences?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smoking these dudes, man. Straight smoking them.
Did you do the Florida woman yet?
No, I'm about to do that in a minute. I'm about to do that in a minute.
All right, developing news now at Philadelphia's Olney section. A 25-year-old man is dead after being shot several times at a park on East Olney Avenue. Action News reporter Charles Watson live at the scene with the very latest on the investigation. Charles.
Yeah, hey, Rick, as you mentioned, Philadelphia police confirming a 25-year-old man is dead after being shot multiple times out here in the 700 block of East Olney Avenue near Tabor Road. Now, police had been out here for hours, but in the last 20 minutes or so, we saw them begin to wrap up their investigation, at least out here on the scene, where they spent most of their time focused in on the park across the street. Chopper 6 over to Coney Creek Park at Olney Avenue and Tabor Road tonight. This is where police say a 25-year-old man was shot multiple times in the chest and torso shortly before 7:40 this evening. Nearby neighbors tell Action News they heard as many as 5 gunshots go off. One woman telling us that her husband saw the wounded victim run across the street from the park, where he collapsed on the sidewalk in a pool of blood. We're told EMTs arrived on the scene fairly quickly and attempted to perform emergency care on the 25-year-old before quickly putting what neighbors describe as the victim's limp body in an ambulance and rushing him to Einstein Medical Center. Police say the victim was pronounced dead shortly before 8 o'clock from multiple gunshot wounds to his upper body. This as investigators try to figure out what happened inside of the park tonight.
You got Wigan in the back.
And right now, police say they have not recovered any weapons, nor do they have a suspect in custody. If you have any information about this case, police are asking you to reach out to them. You can also submit anonymous tips by calling 215-686-TIPS. For now, we're live in the Olney section of the city. Charles Watson, Channel 6, Action News, Rick.
All right, Charles.
Wow.
We begin with new information on a deadly crash on Kelly Drive. We're learning more about the man who was killed when a rideshare driver made an illegal turn, causing the wreck.
Yeah, 3 other people were injured in that crash that killed the 41-year-old. Action News' Maggie Kent joining us now live along Kelly Drive with how that victim is being remembered today. Maggie.
Well, Brian and Sarah, the victim, Stephen Moultrie, is being remembered as a community leader, active in service to others, a great friend, and a mental health advocate. Police have identified the man killed Thursday afternoon in a 3-car crash along Kelly Drive as 41-year-old Stephen Moultrie of Southwest Philadelphia. Moultrie was a passenger in a rideshare vehicle, a black Nissan Altima, when the driver heading southbound tried to make an illegal left turn onto Reservoir Drive, directly into the path of a northbound white SUV, sending the car crashing into a third vehicle, a black BMW. The 3 drivers survived the crash, but the impact was sudden and deadly for Moultrie.
Steve worked in the mental health field, working with students and working with the elderly. He was a very loving guy.
Moultrie was a graduate of Tuskegee University, a proud and active member of his fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma. He was named Brother of the Month in June.
What was his path for us? To be a worker, to really be out in the community.
David Richardson is the president of the New Sigma chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
For this to happen so fast and so sudden, for someone to be so young, so gifted, so eager to keep moving forward. It's going to take us a while just to process this.
A real loss for Moultrie's family and greater community. We're learning more about the driver, 44 years old. Police say that charges are pending in this case. We're learning that he drove for Uber. Uber releasing a statement this afternoon saying our dedicated team stands ready to support police in their investigation. And we have removed the driver's access to this platform.
You're unmuted, you're talking.
We found out some good news about Johnny Wachter. Remember that actor who got killed over there in LA a few months ago?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Now to a major development in the investigation into the killing of Johnny Wachter, the soap star who was gunned down in an LA street in May. Police have now arrested 4 people in connection with the shooting. Melissa Adon is in LA with more for us. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Michael. So friends and family of the slain actor tell us they are glad arrests were finally made. This after the General Hospital actor was gunned down here in LA nearly 3 months ago, all over a catalytic converter.
This morning, the Los Angeles Police Department arresting 4 people in connection to the murder of General Hospital actor Johnny Wachter. LAPD officers conducting search warrants on Thursday, arresting 3 18-year-olds, Robert Barclay, Leonel Gutierrez, and Sergio Estrada on murder charges.
Hey, hold on. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They could be Sunman.
I was gonna
Rito.
Yeah, you ain't getting away from this one, Wiki. You better check your
Yeah.
bias at the door.
Yeah, got me. Yo, I was hoping, I'm not gonna lie to you. Y'all got me on this, but I was hoping it was gliders. I thought that's what we were gonna hit us with a curveball. But I mean,
A gang of 4 gliders like Tom and Sam and Bill.
Tom Sawyer.
You know, popping out with the push ices, jacking people in LA.
Man, Dennis the Menace. No, yeah, look.
Yeah, that would be a menace.
I always said it, man. Brittles do it too, right? Everybody commits crime, man. You know that.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought this
And
was
a 22-year-old.
at first.
Yeah, me too.
On murder charges, and a 22-year-old, Frank Olano, as an accessory to murder. Wachter was gunned down in late May after he and a coworker left the downtown LA bar they worked at and saw would-be assailants trying to steal the catalytic converter from his car.
I had blood in my hands, so I ripped his shirt open and he had a shot right to his chest. I was just screaming at him, trying to tell him to stay with me and that I love him and don't go. That was just all that could come out of me at that moment.
Recently, the LAPD released these surveillance images showing 3 suspects in and around a black sedan. For more than 100 episodes, Wachter played Brando Corbin in the long-running soap opera General Hospital.
I love you, Sasha Gilmore. I love you with everything inside of me.
Earlier this week, Wachter's family and friends pressing officials on his unsolved murder and calling for safety on the streets of LA.
It will help me and his brothers in our healing to know that they've been captured and convicted.
Now, LA's Mayor Karen Bass thanking the LAPD for their work on this case as she calls for full accountability for those responsible of this, quote, brazen and heinous act.
I wonder what kind of burritos they were. You know what I mean? Like, were they illegals? Were they been here? Are they Mexicans? Are they Salvadorians? You know? I'm gonna say Mexican.
Now to the arrest and the death of Matthew Perry.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna own that. I'm gonna own it all the way. That was Mexicans from here. I'm gonna own it all the way, Chief.
Oh yeah.
Now to the arrest and the death of Matthew Perry. 5 people, including 2 doctors, have been charged in a ketamine overdose of the Friends star. Dan Abrams is standing by. But first, Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman is in LA with the latest for us. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. It was a stunning development, the investigation alleging that doctors, a drug trafficker known as the Ketamine Queen and Matthew Perry's longtime personal assistant, recklessly enabled his addiction and exploited him for money. Prosecutors say at one point the doctor sold him $12 of ketamine for $2,000.
Damn.
After a months-long investigation into the overdose death of beloved Friends star Matthew Perry, this morning, 5 suspects facing federal criminal charges.
The investigation revealed that in the fall of 2023, Mr. Perry fell back into addiction, and these defendants took advantage to profit for themselves.
The Department of Justice claiming a broad underground criminal network, including 2 doctors, and the actor's live-in assistant used Matthew Perry as a personal piggy bank by securing and selling him the powerful drug ketamine.
White dudes always get screwed when they buy drugs, man. What's up with that, man?
Michael Jackson rides again.
Yo, man.
He's not really good at it, you know?
That's crazy, man. I can see with some weed. You definitely getting screwed if you drive by some weed. But god damn.
Did you look up that Chris Patrick case I mentioned last night?
I looked them up. Yes, I didn't find no Chris Patrick. Put it in the back. Put it in the back chat.
It's on the Law and Order network. It's amazing. Remember Susan Smith?
Nah.
The woman who drove her car into a lake with her kids inside.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. And this was a black woman in Tennessee. She drove her car into a lake with her daughter in the back seat. And this guy, Chris Patrick, he couldn't swim. He dived in and rescued her.
Wow.
It's on the Law and Order channel.
Okay.
Check it out.
Including 2 doctors, and the actor's live-in assistant used Matthew Perry as a personal piggy bank by securing and selling him the powerful drug ketamine.
Requesting 2 additional units and a supervisor respond to Bluesdale Drive.
In late October, Matthew Perry was found unconscious, slumped over in his hot tub in his LA home. The autopsy revealing he died from acute effects of ketamine.
Matthew Perry sought treatment for depression and anxiety and went to a local clinic where he became addicted to intravenous ketamine. When clinic doctors refused to increase his dosage, he turned to unscrupulous doctors who saw Perry as a way to make quick money.
Over the span of less than 2 months, authorities allege Dr. Salvador Plasencia sold the actor 20 vials of ketamine for $55,000 cash.
He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Even as Perry's addiction became obvious.
That's wicked, man. Wicked.
Oh, shit.
You expect better from doctors.
Wow. Make sure you take the $5 challenge, man. We need some people to take the $5 challenge. Support the channel, man. Please support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Matthew Perry, man, damn, man, that sucks, man. That sucks, man.
I never watched that show. You watched it?
No, I didn't watch, but I watched it in syndication. I've seen several episodes in syndication.
What the fuck is that?
Friends, it's just like a show. It's a very good show. Very good show. It's very funny, cool. Man. It's a silly show, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
I never heard of it. I never heard of it.
It's just 6 friends who live in who hang out in New York and Manhattan. It's like the white people living in New York and shit.
Yeah,
it's like Sex in the City.
It sounds like Friends.
Yeah, this is Friends. It's exactly Friends, but it's like Sex in the City, like for TV, like for regular TV. But it's like, I mean, it was a very good show. Very good show.
Of less than 2 months, authorities allege Dr. Salvador Plasencia sold the actor 20 vials of ketamine for $55,000 cash.
He wrote in a text message in September 2023, quote, "I wonder how much this moron will pay."
Even as Perry's addiction became obvious, the indictment says Dr. Plasencia continued to inject him with ketamine and even left additional vials for Perry's assistant.
Plasencia saw Mr. Perry freeze up and his blood pressure spike. At another point, Plasencia admitted to another patient that Mr. Perry was spiraling out of control with his addiction. He knew this was wrong, and he knew he was risking Mr. Perry's life.
And yet they continued to sell the narcotic.
And yet they continued to sell it.
Plasencia pleading not guilty late Thursday. You say that your client exhibited perhaps a lack of judgment, but what the indictment seems to show is that he was really a charlatan administering ketamine to Matthew Perry, who was a known addict and was clearly in the throes of addiction.
That's what the government's alleging. Whether or not that's what actually happened, we'll have to see if it plays out.
Prosecutors say that after Placencia became too expensive, Perry turned to Jasveen Sangha, an alleged drug trafficker known by her customers as the ketamine queen. Why did Matthew Perry stop procuring the ketamine from those two doctors and go to the ketamine queen, as she was known?
At some point, Mr. Perry decided to go to a different supplier, and she was able to procure even larger amounts of ketamine, 50 vials over 2 weeks.
And she was giving him a better price than the doctors were.
She got $11,000 in cash, as opposed to $55,000 in.
Perry's assistant would then receive the drugs. According to Kenneth Iwamosa's plea agreement, he injected Perry with the ketamine at 8:30 a.m. on the morning of his death. Again, a second injection at around 12:45 p.m., and then a third around 40 minutes later, in which Perry allegedly asked him to shoot me up with a big one. Matthew Perry shot to fame playing the quick-witted Chandler Bing on Friends. Perry sat down with our Diane Sawyer in 2022, acknowledging that sobriety for him has been a lifelong challenge.
How will we know when you're in trouble, when you're not okay?
If I say, I'm just going to chill alone at home tonight. And part two, the other thing, is if I ever say I'm cured.
Now, both Dr. Placencia and Sangha, the alleged ketamine queen, have pleaded not guilty. If convicted, they face decades in prison. The other three have pleaded guilty and will be sentenced in the coming weeks. Now, Matthew Perry's family are releasing a statement saying they remain heartbroken by the loss, but that it has helped to know that law enforcement has taken this case very seriously. Guys.
All right, Matt Gutman, thank you so much for that. Let's bring it in.
Wow. That moron, man. God, oh.
That's crazy.
Being known as the ketamine queen is crazy as fuck, dude.
It's like
Can you
a
imagine
fucking
it?
movie or some shit.
Right. So
Appropriately.
she was a glider queen too, right? Salute to her.
Come on, man. Stop it. You know the ketamine queen ain't no damn glider queen.
Wait, the lady they showed wasn't a glider queen?
10 months since the world was shocked at the announcement. Matthew Perry found dead in his Pacific Palisades home. But tonight, the investigation has taken a major step forward. And now it is news reporter Tim Caputo is here live with the latest. Tim.
Let me find out. Let me
I could have sworn that was a glider queen they put a picture of.
I didn't even see.
But nonetheless, it's crazy alone, but if it's a glider queen, it's that much crazy.
That's
She
her
look
right
great?
there. She look like it.
What is her
I
name?
am Brita.
Trying to let's see.
As we've been reporting, 5 people facing criminal charges in the death of actor Matthew Perry. Federal prosecutors say they each played a role in supplying illegal doses of ketamine to Perry, who died after an accidental overdose last year. Good evening to you. I'm Robert Kovasik.
And I'm Colleen Williams. At least one of those who was arrested could face a life sentence if she's convicted. Our investigative reporter Eric Leonard joins us live from federal court in downtown LA with the latest on all of this. Eric.
Hi, Colleen and Robert. Yeah, that person facing a potential life sentence described in court papers as the ketamine queen is specifically charged with an allegation that she supplied drugs that led to a person's death. She and the other 4 that face federal charges are accused of supplying ketamine to Matthew Perry, who the DEA says had been receiving legitimate ketamine therapy from other doctors.
That investigation has revealed a broad underground criminal network.
Federal prosecutors say it's taken nearly a year to fully unravel the network of physicians and go-betweens who allegedly provided actor Matthew Perry with
Oh, the fuck?
We begin with the breaking news in the overdose death of actor Matthew Perry. These sketches are just into our newsroom. They show 2 of the 5.
The indictment of 2 doctors and 3 other suspects in connection with the death of actor Matthew Perry has exposed what prosecutors are calling an underground drug ring in Los Angeles. And a lot of attention is focused on the woman being dubbed the Queen of Ketamine and her.
Salute to Big Larry in the building, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Open Gate. Yeah, y'all need to open the gate on them $5 challenges, man. Support the channel, man. Matthew Perry killed by this Latina, man. This is on breeder here, man.
That's a glass
lifestyle. Tim Murray has the latest.
You know, all right, we'll see.
I think that's
We're learning
that's
more
Brita.
about the so-called.
She's a joint British American citizen, according to BBC.
We'll
there
see.
you go.
We're learning more about the so-called Queen of Ketamine's lavish lifestyle before her arrest in
she got
connection
the-
with Matthew Perry's death.
They got it going on in the forehead.
The accused drug dealer posted videos, partying it up at dance clubs, showing off designer clothes and bling. There she is next to a $200,000 Maybach at her birthday party.
Yo, I think
which
this
was
is not an
pimp-themed.
Brita.
The party was held 6 days before Matthew Perry's
Might be
drug
some sort of
overdose
Patel or
last
something.
October. 2 weeks later, she was off to Japan, indulging in shopping sprees. Her high-end lifestyle also included private jets, vacations at oceanfront resorts, and posing with celebrities like Charlie Sheen in 2022. Prosecutors say Jasmine Songha's extravagant lifestyle was funded by selling
Songha?
drugs to the rich
Jasmine Songha.
and famous.
Yeah, she's a
Law
Easterner.
enforcement says they confiscated 50 bags of narcotics here at her North Hollywood apartment, which they're calling her stash house.
Still a glider,
Prosecutors
right?
allege 2 weeks before he died, Songha
Version
sold
or
the
some
Friend
shit,
star
maybe.
50 vials of ketamine for $11,000, boasting the drugs are amazing. He can try it, and I have more if he likes. We're also learning more about Matthew Perry's live-in assistant, Kenneth Iwamasa. Prosecutors say he injected the actor with at least 27 shots of ketamine in 5 days leading up to his death. On the day of Perry's fatal overdose in his hot tub, prosecutors say Iwamasa injected Perry 3 times. As he was being given the final and lethal dose, Perry told him, "Shoot me up with a big one." 2 doctors are also being named in the indictment. Dr. Mark Chavez has agreed to plead guilty to 1 count of conspiracy to distribute ketamine. Dr. Salvador Plasencia is accused of supplying Perry with 20 vials of ketamine for $55,000 and has pleaded not guilty. He's the doctor who allegedly called Perry a moron. Spoke with his attorney, Stephen Sachs. The prosecutor is claiming that your client charged Matthew Perry $55,000 for what amounted to hundreds of dollars in ketamine, and that one of his text messages reportedly said something like, "Let's see how much this moron will pay."
If the text message is true, while it certainly is insensitive, it's definitely not criminal.
The lawyer says his client stopped treating Matthew Perry 2 weeks before he died.
Ketamine Queen.
Yo, nonetheless, I mean, think about it. For her to be called that, man, she's the queen pin.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah, man.
some 007 shit or something.
Yeah, man. On to the fuckery, man.
See, everybody commits crime, right? That proves it.
Yeah, at the same rate.
In the same ways.
Yeah. Well,
Apparently, she's a Punjabi Sikh.
Oh, Punjabi Sikh. Okay.
And
So she's a
joint,
Patel then.
joint American British citizen.
So she's
That's
a
why
Patel.
she's so. That's why she's so pretty, man. I had a Sikh girl at one point, man. Man, they're gorgeous. Man. They're a very pretty breed, man. They don't look like regular Indians, man. They're like the pretty Indians, man. They're very pretty, man. Sikhs.
Wow.
At least the ones I see, man.
So our gliders off the hook, guys?
Oh yeah, for that one, yeah. I mean, they got glider blood. They got glider blood in them, but they're they're ethnically and culturally not.
Yeah, they're like Indo-Aryan or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that from the British Empire, the colonization?
No, I think it's just that area.
Yeah, that's how
I
they
think,
look.
I think they may get away with manslaughter here or some. I don't think it'll be first degree murder. But it's sad, really.
So is there like a difference between Sikh and Hindus?
Yeah, definitely.
Different
Sikh wear
religions,
turbans.
basically.
Without a doubt. See, Hindus are like, yeah, Hindus
Got a whole
are
gang of
Hindus.
gods.
To my understanding, they're like the Juice crew of the Indian world.
Yeah, something like that. Like they're like they're very marginalized over the years and oppressed and yeah, and they're good at a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Have you read De Gobineau's The Inequality of Human Races?
Have I been able to see that? The
Have you read
inequality of human. No, I haven't read that, but I mean,
You should read it. He's more charitable than to Africans than you are.
We don't read.
Oh, good, man. I have to check it out one day, man.
It's an archive.
Yes, if it's anything that Africa needs, it's more charity.
You'll find it in the Internet Archive.
Oh, okay. Let's see this, man.
Introduce yourself to the jury. I'm Kamisha Mobley. You have to speak up a little bit, or move up a little bit, or speak a little louder.
Kamisha Mobley.
Thank you. Where do you work?
I work for a 911 operator at Marion County Sheriff's.
How long have you been doing that?
3 years.
3 years? Let me direct your attention to June 2nd, 2023 at approximately 9:02 or so p.m. Was a phone call received by the 911 center regarding a shooting that happened at or near 1662 Southwest 107th Lane in Ocala?
Yes.
Were you the call taker for that call?
Yes, sir.
Did the caller identify herself?
No.
To your knowledge, was law enforcement already en route to that location from a prior 911 call when you picked up this call?
I do not recall.
Can I approach the witness room?
Yes, sir.
Showing us mark the states exhibit E for identification. Do you recognize that? Yes.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be too much. Let me let's see. Wow, that's an ugly judge. Let's see. Because this was a crazy case.
Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Mary Calvi in today for Deborah. We begin with a neighbor feud that turned deadly after a woman complained about children playing near her property. The mother of the kids went over to confront her. That's when prosecutors say she was fatally shot by the woman right through the closed front door. As Les Trent reports, the whole incident is now being replayed in court.
She's the woman accused of opening fire through her front door and shooting her neighbor to death.
She points at the door, fires one shot at the center of the door.
Police say the gunplay was the climax of a long-running dispute 60-year-old Susan Lorenz was having over youngsters on her block.
Every time I turn around, the kids are always screaming and stuff like that. Someone's throwing stuff at this window.
They say mother of four AJ Owens went to Lorenz's home to confront her after Lorenz threw a roller skate and hit one of her kids. This is Lorenz's interrogation video.
Was your goal to shoot and kill her?
No,
What was your goal?
to shoot and hopefully, she'd hear the shot and dissipate.
The defendant's call to 911 was just played on the opening day of testimony at her manslaughter trial in Ocala, Florida.
Oh my God, this lady just tried to break down my door. I shot through the door.
She is claiming self-defense.
She was terrible that AJ Owens was going to break down that door and pulverize her.
Her lawyer,
who thinks that was a justifiable fear?
Yeah, this is what I'm like. I want to believe, right? Like, but I also am like, there's not really. All the evidence seems to suggest that there was a threat. Based on what we see all the time here.
It's like having a loose gang of pit bulls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your pit bull may not be, have a bad temperament, but on the whole, they're known for having a bad temperament for a reason.
That ladies, yeah.
There was a case a good few years ago where this black woman, she crashed her car, and she must have hit her head or something. She was in a bit of a state, seeking help. She knocked on this bloke's door. This guy shot her through the door.
Oh, well, there's one of a black kid got shot through a door in Kansas City, but
no, that's not. I don't know what you're talking about. No, this was got to be an accident. It's insane, this gun culture, you know.
I mean, and you know, we all know it's just crazy to imagine a black woman being able to kick down a door. Like, you know, that would never happen. So
Wait, did you just say our gun culture? But
Yeah.
you guys have a knife culture. It's not the gun.
Yeah,
Am I
You don't
am I
live
wrong,
over here, bro.
Alexander?
You ain't like us.
But am I wrong? Is it fair to say, Alexander?
frankly, Europeans should thank their lucky stars that they don't have a large population of American Sun people with guns. Whatever problems y'all have now, you have no idea how much worse it could be.
But they have some people running around with knives.
No, I appreciate the American the First Amendment. You know, I certainly don't. If you take all the guns away from the citizens, Kamala will be the only one with guns, and we don't want that. But it's just it's not like, and there are like other countries where they have an armed citizenry. There's nothing like America. It's insane.
Remember that video, Alec, with the knife where they were talking about they had assault knives and like different kinds of knives with teeth. And
You know, there's everywhere. Look at some of the mass stabbings in China.
they don't have as many as England, though.
They do. They do.
I mean,
You don't
people
hear
are
that.
correct. People are correct when they say if they don't have guns, they'll just use knives or whatever's at hand. But there's like no way it can be as bad as everybody, you know, bopping around with constitutional carry in every city. And it's just like you said, it's out of control here.
Yeah, constitutional carry was not meant for sons. And let me just move on, though.
And polarizer.
Her lawyer says a next-door neighbor heard A.J. Owens at the front door.
Yeah, no way that sister could bust down a door.
All of a sudden, she hears pounding on that door.
A 13-year-old witness heard the same commotion.
I remember her banging on the door.
How is she banging? Can you describe that?
She was banging in a mad type of banging like pretty hard.
Prosecutors say Owens was unarmed. Her mother is speaking out.
Today,
Yeah, but her
Same way a
being
gorilla is
unarmed,
unarmed.
yeah, like that's irrelevant if you're a 60-year-old woman and she's like a 300-pound linebacker soul sister, man.
Is the very first day of school for the children. As you all may be aware, it was a very emotional day.
Lawrence's trial is expected to last a week.
If convicted of manslaughter, Susan Lorenz faces a maximum sentence of 3.
Yeah, she got convicted, but I want to. It's the facts of the case, are very, very interesting, man.
Having like a Ring doorbell may have helped her out
Closing
there.
arguments in the Susan Lorenz manslaughter trial are set to start tomorrow.
This afternoon, the defense rested their case in Marion County. Lorenz is charged for shooting and killing her neighbor, A.J. Owens, who was a mother of 4. West Houston Gabriel Diaz shares the final testimony from the courtroom.
3 days of testimony concluded on Thursday. Attorneys for Susan Lorenz rested their case after she told the judge she will not take the stand.
I am not going to testify.
You've made that decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
An image of the shell casing on the kitchen countertop was part of diagrams and photographs presented on day 3 of the trial. The defense wanted to give jurors a better perception of the shooting scene.
Can you tell us where Miss Lawrence was when she shot the firearm?
Yeah, it's my opinion that she was probably standing in front of that countertop near the table and chair.
How much distance would that be?
From the door
Yes.
or from the kitchen? I believe that's, it looks to be over 10 feet.
Forensic.
Man, when that black woman got hit, think about how many times that black woman's like going to somebody's house and got into a fight and yada yada. When that bullet came through that door, that shit probably shocked the shit out of her. She probably was not expecting that white lady to shoot her ass. I know she wasn't. she probably was like, "What the fuck?" Because
Jesus,
you just thinking it's sweet. You know how
Yeah.
sisters think of like
Right,
she probably just thinking this is sweet. I'm about to fuck this bitch up.
I know you didn't just shoot me.
She died from the shock, right?
Yeah, exactly, man.
Table and chair.
How much distance would that be?
From the door
Yes.
or from the kitchen? I believe that's, it looks to be over 10 feet.
Forensic experts shared their opinions on where Lawrence was standing when she shot and killed A.J. Owens through a locked door, but prosecutors felt the analysis was not thorough.
But you did not visit the scene in this case, correct?
I did not.
You would agree that you did not inspect the gun used in this case, correct?
I did not.
And you never looked into the possibility that the defendant could have picked up the shell casing and put it on the table, correct?
Correct. I never read anywhere that was done.
A law enforcement trainer with a background on educational psychology explained how the brain works under stress or fear.
When the consequences are high, then the anxiety tends to be very high because you don't know what's going to happen, but you predict oftentimes the worst.
During cross,
You are not a licensed psychologist, correct?
I am not.
Nor are you a licensed psychiatrist?
No.
Not a medical doctor?
No.
the jury is expected to deliberate Friday afternoon after they hear the closing arguments. Reporting in Marion County, Senega Rodriguez, Watch 2 News.
Senega Rodriguez. That sister came over there for smoke, man. She came over there for she wanted some smoke, and she got it, man.
Right.
She needed to take the stand.
That's the thing about
a case like that. You got to take the stand.
the thing about some people, Ike, is that they'll take you there. You know, they'll take you to deep waters, and it's a tough spot to be in, man.
Not reasonable. You make just like what we're experiencing right now.
I'm sorry, I just can't do this. I can't do this.
I've had people sit in this chair that have done things, and they get up, they walk out on their own accord. They have done some really bad things. Okay, you're not the only person, but I need you to. Okay, well, we're gonna go to the jail. There's no changing this. There's no stopping it. We're not gonna kill anybody. We're going to take you to the jail. We'd rather you walk on your own. We'd rather you just walk down there. It'd be so much better for everybody if we could just walk down there.
Could you just stand up for me? So what do you plan on sitting here the rest of the night?
I'm probably gonna die of a heart attack.
Well, like I said, they have medical staff over there. We want to be able to get you over there.
The quicker we get you over there, the quicker someone over there that's in medical can see you.
Susan, this is what's gonna happen. We're gonna put you in handcuffs, and if we have to forcefully bring you out here, that's what we have to do, because we're obligated to take you to the jail now, okay?
Thank you for standing up.
I understand that.
So, change on your back for me.
She seemed like a nice woman, man.
Yeah, it sucks to me. Like, I mean, it's tough, right, for her.
She should have taken a stand. She might have got away with it. Well, not got away with it, but you know, if you're banged to rights, you've got to take the stand.
Shot through her front door and
I mean, it was sheer terror on my part. I mean, honest to God, I was shaking.
Susan Lorenz shot through her front door and killed a neighbor on June 2nd, 2023. 35-year-old Ajika Owens was knocking on Lorenz's door when she was shot. According to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, Lorenz had a history of calling the police on the neighborhood children who played near her house.
They've called one side or the other. Either the mother, Ms. Owens, is called or a shooter is called, complaining about the children. Now, his children being children.
When police arrived, Lorenz was still inside.
This is you've been planning to do this for the longest time, bro. I'm trying to woman for ever. Oh my God. Baby, wake up. Baby, wake up.
Show me your hands. Turn around. Turn around. Where's your gun at? You got hands on, you're going to be detained. Is there anybody else in the house?
Somebody else in the house. Can I just get my photo?
Look, she didn't resist, man. Wow. She just put her hands behind her back, man. gave herself up, man.
Oh, no, not right now. You're not under arrest. You're being detained.
According to an arrest affidavit, a short time before the shooting, Lorenz picked up an iPad. One of Owens' children left it near her home. When Owens' son asked her to return it, she allegedly threw it on the ground, yelled at him, and swung an umbrella at him as she accused him of trespassing. Moments later, Ajika Owens learned about the incident and was knocking on Lorenz's door to confront her. Owens' 9-year-old son
Now,
was standing next.
Let's just say that's true, right? Even though that's the little kid's version of it, and it's probably like, it's probably partially true, right? But let's just say that's totally true. This sister, I mean, in her world and where she comes from, she don't got no choice but to go handle that, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She can't let that ride. She gotta fight that lady. I don't play about my kids. Now I don't think that's true. Yeah, I don't think that's true with the kids. I don't think it just doesn't seem. It's a lot for you know what I'm saying.
She had an umbrella on a sunny ass day.
Well, yeah, I mean, with an umbrella, it could be just lying around. Some people keep umbrellas by their door, but what I'm saying is, it's just very convenient. Like, she's been mad about them being out there, right? And she usually calls the police, but this time they're not out there, and he just left his laptop. And he comes back to get his laptop, and then she just like goes berserk on him, and it's weird.
Son asked her to return it. She allegedly threw it on the ground, yelled at him, and swung an umbrella at him as she accused him of trespassing. Moments later, Ajika Owens learned about the incident and was knocking on Lorenz's door to confront her. Owens' 9-year-old son was standing next to her when she was shot. Lorenz later admitted to investigators that she called the children racial slurs. She also said she fired her gun.
Oh, baby, she's not a nice lady. You little sun turds.
You mean their mom called them the N-word, probably.
And here's the thing, though. Like, what did those kids say to her when she would come out complaining? What would those kids say to her? Would they be like, "Ma'am, we're sorry, ma'am. We'll get off your property"? I mean, I don't know.
Fuck no.
We don't know, but yeah, I don't want to blame the victim. But yeah, she's a glider. She's held to a high standard. Like, you can't snap, no matter how many times some people fuck with you and disturb you. You can't snap.
You can't shoot somebody through a door. Sorry.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't shoot somebody through the door. Facts.
Because she was in fear for her life.
I just remember being terrified that she was banging and screaming, and I just remember hearing her say, "I'm going to kill you." I was in fear for my life. I mean, honest to God, I just feared that she was going to come through that door.
Lorenz was arrested 4 days after the shooting.
Good morning, ma'am. What is your name?
Susan Lorenz. There were initial questions as to why she wasn't immediately arrested. Investigators said they first had to determine that this case in Florida wasn't a stand your ground case. Ajika Owens' mother spoke at her funeral.
On Friday, June 2nd, 2023, a racist white woman fatally
Every time. Look who's there. Look who's there. Crump and Sharpton. Unbelievable.
How you just like that's
so
like
uncouth.
Yeah. It's not like the case is like, don't get me wrong. I get her being upset that her daughter's dead. I'm not knocking that. But now you're here. This case became big. You got all the players, major players there. You're getting a line, and she's lying in state. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was an ex-president or some shit. And you say that, man, I don't know, man. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. You know that they had beef, and you know it wasn't over race. You know the beef wasn't over race. Like, this mom has to know. Your daughter had to tell you, "Hey, man, this white lady over here, man, she keep complaining about my kids, making noise around her property." That's not race. That's your kids making noise around the property.
23, a racist white woman fatally murdered Ashika
Fatally
through a
murdered.
locked,
That was weird.
closed metal door.
I mean, I feel bad, you know, like, because I know that woman kind of like felt she had to do that shit. Like, bitch, I don't play about my kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ocala, Florida, where a jury has reached a guilty verdict in the manslaughter trial of Susan Lawrence. Lawrence, who is a white woman, was charged with first-degree felony manslaughter for fatally.
what the fuck does that mean? What does it matter that she's a white? Why is like this shit is ugly, yo? America's crazy, man. If it was the other way around, there would be no mention of her race. It wouldn't even be a big story, but you know.
I mean that goes to the black privilege argument, right?
Yeah, like
To be honest, she looked like 20% of my family. So
who? This
lady?
lady?
Yeah, I got some women in my family who look like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she is kind of prognostic, but I don't know.
Shooting her black neighbor, Ajike Owens. Lawrence allegedly shot Owens through a closed door after a dispute over children playing near her home. Let's listen to the verdict read just moments ago.
Verdict as to count one. We, the jury, find as to count one of the charge. The defendant is guilty of manslaughter. Did the state prove beyond a reasonable doubt that during the commission of the offense, the defendant personally used a firearm? Yes. So say we all, dated the 16th day of August, 2024.
There it is, the verdict. For more, let's bring in trial attorney.
And this guy, you know, he married to a white woman, a lily white woman. He about to go off. It's T Money. Shout out to you, man. He says, peace to the Ock Nation and company. Best panel and channel on the webs. Shout out. Salute to you, man. My man Muramasa, man. Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man. Muramasa in the building, man. He says, here we go. The grifters, Sharpton and Ben at it again. You know Ben wasn't going to miss this one. A fucking white woman shot a black woman through a door. Yo, it's like a bat signal that go out. He don't even have to get the call.
And our legal contributor, Brian Buckmeyer. So, Brian, she was never charged for murder in this case, found guilty now of felony manslaughter. Why no murder charge?
Yeah, so Terry, that's a big contention in this case when the prosecutors brought charges. The easiest thing that I can surmise in what the prosecutors told us is that they did not have the requisite information to prove the mens rea, as attorneys call it, or the guilty mind. The difference between murder and manslaughter, at least in these charges in Florida, would be that murder, the prosecution would have to show that without premeditation, that she showed reckless disregard for her human life. Some people say, yeah, shooting through a closed door does that, but the prosecutors didn't think they had enough, but they did have enough, clearly, for a manslaughter charge.
And, how did the jury reach this verdict? What was the key evidence in this case? And does it, given the racial component here, does it make a statement at all about safety and about all of those issues?
Yeah, so this was a self-defense case through and through. I mean, we heard a lot about the Castle Doctrine because Susan Lawrence is inside of her home when she discharged that firearm. But I think the issue that really turned this case for the prosecution was that of imminency, because an individual can use deadly force to protect themselves, especially in their home when they reasonably believe that they may be subject to death or serious injury. But the fact that that door was in between them, dead bolted and locked, negated some of that imminency. And I think that's how we got to this. Now, in terms of race, a lot of the racial epithets and curse words and arguments that Susan Lawrence was accused of but didn't come into the trial wasn't brought before the jury. So I think the race was there in the backdrop, but not so much in the forefront. But that could change come sentencing.
Yeah, well, let me ask you about that. So that's very interesting. That kind of evidence that was considered, I guess, too prejudicial for the jury to hear can now be brought into a possible sentence for Lawrence. What kind of sentence does she face?
Yes. So Terry, manslaughter in the first degree, she faces up to 30 years in prison or 30 years of probation. And when I say that, I actually mean there is no bottom. So she could technically do 1 year of probation, or she could do 30 years of prison. Now, this is a 59-year-old woman. So 10, 15, 20 years, that could be the equivalent of a life sentence. And as I said, those racial epithets that she's accused of using against young children, that of A.J. Owens, could come in at sentencing and could amount to a higher jail sentence or prison sentence, for her.
Yeah, such a disturbing case.
What would
the jury
happen
reaching
to
a guilty
what
verdict?
that have to do with this?
Yeah, facts. What is it? Man.
She's not on trial for racial slurs.
Right. Everything that only works with y'all though, man. We play by a different set of rules.
She's
man.
on trial because a Madden gorilla tried to break down her fucking door.
Telling you, man. Shit.
Except by court order.
Shit. That was rough, man. That was a rough one, man. She wanted to smoke though. She came to that lady's door looking for smoke, man, and she got it, man. She got smoke, man.
Got her balloon popped.
I'm telling you, guys. Oh, here we go. Here goes the white lady. So,
oh Lord, it's that the
Um,
mud manatee.
Her children ran to my house, banging on the door, asking for us to call the police that their mother was shot.
It was around 9 in the evening Friday. Kids playing across from their home on 107th Lane in Marion County, and a neighbor reportedly had an issue with where they were.
She has called the cops just for them playing. She calls them names.
On Friday, whatever happened between the neighbor and the children, it led the children's mother, G.K. Owens, to the woman's door.
Whether it be banging on the doors, banging on the walls, and threats being made. And then at that moment is then when Ms. Owens was shot through the door.
The sheriff stressing his agency has more facts to gather. Also elevating the stress of the moment, items reportedly thrown at the kids, skates, according to the sheriff.
There was a pair of skates that was thrown at the children.
A family friend says Owens was going to retrieve an iPad left behind by one of the kids.
The mother went to get the iPad and you shoot her?
So
Who does that?
She wants investigators to ask.
where was the iPad? In this woman's house?
Charge her.
I wish
it's so convoluted, man.
our shooter would have called us instead of taking actions into her own hands.
The sheriff adding they have more investigative work to do.
What we
Maybe
have
the
to
sister
rule
should have
out
called y'all to
is whether
retrieve the
it's
iPad instead
deadly
of
force,
barging into this lady's house.
justified.
Yeah, and it wasn't gonna be over after that. Like she was still gonna have to leave her house, and that black woman was
She
gonna
was
be waiting.
just trying to get the iPad.
Yeah, she got out in front of this before it got way. I mean, I don't know, way worse because all of them were about to get her for it.
4 was shot and killed by an unidentified woman in Ocala, Florida. According to civil rights attorney Ben Crump, who is now representing the Owens family, AJ's children, who are 3 to 12 years old, were playing in a field next to an apartment complex when a 58-year-old white woman allegedly began yelling at them to get off her land and calling them racial slurs. According to Crump's statement,
Get
the
off
children
my
left,
land.
but accidentally
Man.
left behind an iPad, which the woman took. When one of the kids tried to retrieve it, the woman threw it, hitting the boy and cracking the screen. Ms. Owens walked across the street to speak to the woman. But Crump's office says when she knocked on the door, the neighbor allegedly shot her through the closed front door. The bullet hole is shown here in photos provided by Crump's law firm. Friday around 9 p.m., Friday around 9 p.m.,
Joy Reid. Jeez.
God, the way she smacks her lips, yo.
Oh man. Dang. She tried. She came for the smoke, man.
And she was by herself in the battlefield. You know, like everybody around her hated her.
Yeah. Exactly. And she was already a white woman against a black woman.
Yeah,
Like, that
if
was
you didn't
already
know
good.
already. This white
Yeah, she was already behind the 8 ball, man, being in a feud with a black woman.
She's getting attacked by other white women in her own neighborhood. God damn.
Yeah. And she old. People don't want to. When you get old like that, man, you don't want a bunch of kids playing in your yard.
No bullshit. And let one of them little son turds have an issue with Becky's little son, whatever. It's up. It's up from there. She's short.
Okay, guys, so Misa's coming for an update. We did find a photo of this woman. It seems like most of her socials were scrubbed, so it's really hard to even find a picture of her, but we have confirmed with the neighbor that it is her. So this is the woman who unalived my cousin. I'm using this language because my last video got taken down. So I want to be careful while sharing this information, but this is the face to the woman who did this. Yeah, so there you have it. This is the woman who unalived my cousin in front of her children and other neighborhood kids, and she was spotted today cleaning up Adrica's memorial off the lawn, which just speaks to the type of person she is and how confident she feels about all of what she's done.
Sister comes in, tries to
So,
barge into your
yeah,
house, you
there you
kill
go.
her, and
It's
then
just-
some people from all around the community start dumping trash and shit on your fucking lawn. That's
Oh my god.
very annoying.
God forbid
Then
she
you go to
cleaned-
jail.
God forbid she cleaned up the blood off her front porch too.
Yeah, for real. That's
Yeah. And now you're like and then this is a community where there's murders and shootings every day.
Right.
And now you do it, and now you're like a national story for them. Like it's gotta be crazy, man, with Gladys, man.
That's one thing.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nah, one thing I aspire in my life is to never be surrounded by a bunch of single mothers like that. Fuck no.
You're probably the one son person not killed by another son person in like 5 years there.
I'm telling you. And it's like a national story. You can't even really get a fair trial. Well, that's one thing that people not like adding into the equation, man. How do you get a fair trial when Crump and them show up in your town and the person's some fucking crackheads getting a chariot, getting drunk, a horse-drawn chariot ride to the fucking funeral home in a fucking gold casket and shit. And
Chariot.
like, yeah, how the fuck do you get
Chariot being pulled by a Trojan horse too.
Yeah.
Swung low and picked her up.
I mean, you have Good Morning America talking shit about you. You're probably
Yeah. Yeah. How do you get a fair trial after that, man? It's
That's
almost
life changing, yo.
Yeah. It's impossible. They got the deck stacked, man. Shout out to Abe the Hunter, man. He says if she had a security, it'd have been. That's why you got to get the Ring doorbell.
I remember from reading about this previously that they had been beefing basically for a long time. Like they've been going at it for a while. I don't believe that sister went over there and said, "Excuse me, the iPad is over here. I know that you have a problem with us blacks, but can I just get the iPad, please?" She went over there fucking slamming her fist on that door, her big meaty fist. And I'll tell you, one swing from that fist probably killed that woman. So
You know, at best, she was gonna threaten her with a good beating. At best, like that's the more she was. You know what I mean?
She said she was gonna kill her.
I just don't believe that this was a civil
The
interaction
highly anticipated case
until the
of
shooting.
She probably saw her through the peephole one time. Was like,
Susan Lawrence is now headed to trial.
Got the
The
elephant
Florida
gun.
woman dubbed Karen by her neighbors is now charged in the death of a black mother of 4.
I don't want to be intimidated by them screaming and yelling at me, telling me calling me Karen. They're calling me names. Really, we're gonna, devolve.
So they were calling her Karen, which is a slur. Karen is a slur.
How much you want to bet?
For real?
I'm sure the kids are out there hurling shit, you know?
Yeah, oh yeah. Little black kids are very disrespectful towards adults, man. Very disrespectful. Even male adults, like they're so a white woman. Oh yeah, definitely.
So you got to go to bed now. Catch you later.
All right, man. Take it easy.
Adios.
This simple bullying. I don't want to face this.
It's a case that gained national attention after now 59-year-old Susan Lawrence pulled the trigger on Ajika or AJ Owens, Lawrence's neighbor. Officials say Lawrence shot at Owens through a locked metal door over a disagreement involving Owens's children, who'd been playing in an open field near Lawrence's apartment. In the weeks leading up to Owens's death, body camera video captured Lawrence making multiple complaints to law enforcement. Her biggest problem? Owens's 4 children.
I don't know what his problem is. This guy in the next building, and there's no trespassing signs. The kids have been out of control. They're screaming, yelling.
As the case heads to trial, we're taking a look back at what we know so far and what we can expect looking forward.
I just don't know what to do with these kids. I mean, it's ridiculousness at this point.
The case takes place in Ocala, Florida, about an hour and a half northwest of Orlando. The deadly shooting happened in June 2023, but Lawrence first contacted the Marion County Sheriff's Office in February 2022, reporting that Owens got physical with her.
I work at home. I do insurance, and the kids are screaming and yelling. And so it's very hard for me. And this is my apartment here. When they're all here in the front, it's really, we can hear it's loud, it's noisy, kids are active. The kids.
Yeah.
But when they come on the side here, I just can't hear my clients.
Okay.
That's not fair to me.
Yeah,
I
no,
have,
I understand that.
Right to have peaceful and quiet
Listen,
enjoyment.
I understand.
I'm sorry, my heart's thumping.
May I find a
I
street?
just didn't know she was going to actually get physical with me.
What other sign?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, and that's not cool. You don't get physical. I mean, that's
Did
ridiculous.
she just threw it?
No, she whipped it at me. I
Okay.
mean, she hit me.
So this woman had already gotten physical with her. So when she's banging on her door saying, "I'm going to kill you," this woman
This woman has already
already
sustained
assaulted.
injury from the sister previously.
Yeah. So she had fear. The fear was palpable. It was real. Wow.
But Owens told a different story.
Showing her sign, showing her sign, like almost like she went and bought a little private property sign and she stuck it in there. So she had the sign and she's basically like ramming the sign in my face. And then when she went to pick it back up, I picked the sign up and I threw the sign. I literally picked the sign up, and as I walked off, I threw the sign. I said, I can go and buy a sign too. It still doesn't mean anything. At that point, I guess she's already on the phone and I'm being attacked. Someone's attacking me. I'm literally in the street now, proceeding to
Okay.
go over here. Everybody's standing
Where this happened?
right over here behind the mailbox.
Okay.
Other neighbors backed up Owens, saying she never hit Lawrence.
Yeah, she didn't touch that lady. She just took the
Yeah, she
thing
just
out
hit her with the sign
the
that
ground,
she
and that was
threw.
it.
Now, just because these women are saying this doesn't mean it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are these women
This
supposed to
is
say?
the Mud Shark Brigade
Hell
right
no.
here. I don't think
Yeah.
I'm gonna trust these ladies' word much, more than hers.
They got
Right.
sent over there to do that. Nah, but
Yeah. It could be telling the truth, but you can't bank on it, man.
they're
Yeah,
they're
all
smarter.
these women-
They're smarter than the Keishas that they're that are
Oh
trying
yeah.
to,
They're a different species than Keisha. And they'll get a black dude, no matter how terrible these white women look, and I know they look like dogs. They can get a black guy of a certain status faster than AJ Ajika, whatever her name is. Good.
Yeah. Guilty.
What thing?
The thing, the no trespassing thing.
And
She
threw it at
didn't
her
touch
leg.
it. No, she didn't throw it at her leg. She did not throw the damn
The
thing.
trespassing
That's what London
sign.
said, because London was a... No, she didn't throw it.
No, she
said
kind of
it.
tossed it.
Shut up, he's not over here talking. She just set it down. And the lady just...
The kid snitching. He like, shut up. Oh shit! These fucking mud sharks, man.
The thing out the ground, and that was it.
What thing?
The thing, the no trespassing thing.
And threw
She
it at
didn't
her
touch
leg.
it. No, she didn't throw it at her leg. She did not throw the damn
The
thing.
trespassing
That's what London
sign.
said, because London was a... No, she didn't throw it.
No, she
said
kind of
it.
tossed it.
Shut up, he's not over here talking. She just set it down. And the lady just happened to be there. She didn't throw it at the lady. She
Got
didn't
it.
touch the lady or nothing.
But even
And all she did was tell the lady to stop yelling at her kids. That lady yells at everybody's kids out here.
Okay. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go over there anymore.
Owens explained the neighborhood
Yeah,
children.
so
lived in
remember
an
how they
open
told
field
Zimmerman not
next
to
the
go over
home.
there?
Yeah.
How come that shit's not applicable here? Don't go over there.
Right.
Clearly, that was ignored.
Not only that,
Yeah.
but
The
that
police
glider,
told her not to go over there.
but the glider queen just said that she yells at everybody's kids. So they
Not
still
just the
want to
black
make it
kids.
right.
Yeah. Wow.
Lawrence was renting. And apparently, Lawrence claimed the children couldn't play or walk their dogs anywhere near that empty lot.
It's funny because I'm the one that never comes outside and says anything to her. But today, I just happen to feel it. First of all, before she moved there, this big open space right here, all the kids, they like to play kickball, football, and it's what she moves in. I don't want y'all playing over there. This is private property, so they don't play there. Okay, fine. I told my kids at least. They're playing over there, y'all don't go. Okay? So we have a dog, and she's always taking pictures of the kids. Oh, I'm going to call the police when have you guys arrested. Always bagging the kids. I told you, come over there, stay away from here, don't, whatever. So we have a dog. My kids take the dog out. The other day, she tells my son, I'm going to have you arrested, and you're going to jail. He's 8, so he's terrified. He won't even walk the dog.
Let her know all that.
Okay, so she's terrified. He won't even walk the dog anymore. So I had my 11-year-old take the dog out now. So he's walking the dog on this side. Now you live on this side, okay? You don't want him over here, fine, but this is joint area. You can't tell them they can't walk him on this side. So they're walking the dog, and he's all the way back towards the fence. I'm standing here. Come on, son. She comes outside to go to the car or something. She sees him. Oh, I told you I'm going to have you arrested. I'm going to have you arrested today. She has her phone out like she's taking this picture. And now he's trying to run across the street. So I said, I'm sorry, what are you saying to me? And so I go over there. So they, this is my private property. They can't have the dog over here. I told her, first of all, he's not on your property. He's on this side. You don't own it. And even if it was on the site, you don't own this either. You're renting this. She's like, I rent over here. Just like they rent over there. You don't own it. You can't tell them.
Look at that sister cop. The sister cop like, yo, what the fuck?
Like falling asleep over there. Get to
Yeah.
the point.
They're not in their personal space that they can't walk the dog or even throw their football over here.
This was just the start of Lawrence's calls to law enforcement, claiming the neighborhood kids were trespassing and causing a public disturbance. Over the next year, she made nearly a dozen calls to the Marion County Sheriff's Office.
Kids keep running back and forth over here. When the kids are out front, I don't, it's really noisy. The way my apartment's set up, you can see it ends here. They're screaming, yelling. I don't get a break from the kids at all. They don't have children. I've asked them, please, the kids all live on that side of the street. For some reason, they love to play over here. I'm like, guys.
Probably because it's open.
I understand that. I have migraines, horrible migraines. I had a very bad car wreck. I had my neck fused. I need more back surgery. I don't want to hear these children. I've asked them, please, keep the kids away. There's other places they can play. They don't have to play here. They're screaming, yelling at me, telling the kids are not hurting anybody. The kids, they're not damaging anything. Well, they're damaging me because the migraines are so bad. Most days I could barely stand. I'm on Zopiromate. I'm on Furisex. I'm on Sumatriptan. It's horrible for me. I'm in pain. I don't hear the children. I'm not trying to be but, it's not fun.
Okay. Well, have you talked to your landlord?
Yes. There's no trespassing sign.
Okay.
And they're saying that this guy is giving them okay to be on the
This is all
property.
true. She
He
definitely
doesn't own the property.
recorded it.
Someone up in North Carolina owns the property. I'm a real estate agent. Looked them up. So I don't know where they're getting their information from. It's just not true. I don't want to be intimidated by them screaming and yelling at me, telling me I'm a bitch, calling me Karen. They're calling me names. Really, we're going to, devolve.
All jokes aside, this is messy.
Simple bullying.
But
I don't want to face it.
I can just see how it developed like this. And,
Oh, yeah.
it probably wouldn't have happened if Sister just, stood back,
Had some sense.
Right. Like, don't get into a fight in front of your 4 kids.
I would have never guessed the glider queen gunning her down though, or shooting her. I would have never guessed that one.
Yeah.
Well, I bet there's been some incident where she came out, like all those women were outside, all the kids are outside, and she came out, and it's everybody against her.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. Alicia Shadow says, just don't open the door. Y'all biased as fuck. Well,
I
here's the thing.
Hey.
I don't think we're biased. I think we're just not giving the black person automatically giving them elevated status in the analysis of the event.
I don't know.
Call
I was
that,
getting a little
call
greasy
that
back
bias
there.
if you want to. It is what it is.
No.
Yeah.
Hold up. Alicia Shadows has been here long enough to recognize behavior patterns.
True
They
that.
suck, Alicia. They suck. It is what it is.
But yes, like just to be clear, she shouldn't have been shot and killed necessarily, but like she also shouldn't have been trying to, you know, whether or not she was banging the door down, if she's slamming, you know, she wasn't just knocking on that door. I promise you.
Gotta have a little more decorum now. Like,
Yeah, whether she deserved to get shot or not is not the thing. The thing is, did she do everything? What she do get her shot? Because if this was a black woman, we wouldn't even be here. Like, it would just been a little story on the fucking Orlando News channel.
and my bad. Keep going.
But not good.
I was gonna say, and I implore Alicia, like, look at it from a perspective. If that was a black woman in the home and there's some big old scary Ock Nation looking nigga try to get in there, you know what I'm saying? Like, you would just be, it would be a completely different.
Yeah, like you're in your house and Nick Tajavon shows up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's the same perspective, but it's a white woman. Like, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not justifying it, right? But that lady should have known how, you got to have a little more self-awareness how you look when you go into a situation.
Yeah, that was a big chick. Yeah, she was Ajike is about 6 feet tall.
She knew it. Her kids are probably fucking, like I said, I hate saying shit like that. You know what I mean? Little starting lineup.
Yeah, and listen, man, she didn't deserve to die, but in Blackistan, much less can get you killed.
Ooh, yeah, facts.
Much less, like way less than this could get you killed.
And that kid is, God forbid that little boy got shot when he was standing next to his mom. God damn,
right, thank God.
She put them boys in danger. Like, just doing too much.
That white lady showed incredible restraint, though. Like, as far as like calling the police all those times, she never resorted to violence, and she had that hammer. She you know what I'm saying?
And that glider queen, let's be honest, she looks off too. Just hearing her like speak to the cops, she's not out there either.
No.
Body camera video shows Lawrence is in near constant contact with the Marion County Sheriff's Office, even calling them by phone to report the neighborhood kids allegedly stealing her things.
They stole the do not trespass sign. They've been coming, throwing bottles of water against my sliding glass door. They've actually banged on the door so hard they broke the, I don't know what, the casing around the door. And I walk out of my truck, they're screaming at me. As soon as I walk to the truck, they come up to me and just scream like idiots. And I lost my nerve today. I just couldn't take it anymore. I called the kids retards. Then the mother comes screaming at me, "Don't call my children retards. I'm going to put you in a nursing home." Like, why? I mean, I don't understand what's wrong with these people over here. I've never had an area where I lived in where they've been so, I don't know, aberrant in behavior.
Barbaric.
Is there anything I can do with these people?
I mean, the one thing I would say is if you have a smartphone or anything like that, or if you have outside cameras, you know, getting it all recorded and documented.
Maybe get a noose on your door.
That way, when we do come there, then they can. It's not the neighbors. Oh, he said, she said type thing. You have video evidence of, like, if you have an outside camera,
libraries on the corner,
you know, stuff at your house, or you know, anything in that, or if you're getting out of your truck or going to your truck and they're doing that. Just, if you have a smartphone, just start recording and say, you know, hey, what? I'm recording y'all of y'all's actions, and try to keep a level head with it and everything like that. And then
on medication,
like, you know,
expected
you'll keep
to do all this.
continuing. Law enforcement will be involved, and that way you have that video and everything like that. That way, when we get there, neighbors are not siding with her side or anything like that. So we have that proof.
On another call, Lawrence tells sheriff's deputies that her no trespassing sign was stolen again.
What's going on this evening?
Lots of children screaming their full heads off, running around. I had my truck parked in front here, so I didn't have to listen to the screaming and yelling. As soon as I moved the truck, the kids are coming up. I'm like, guys, stop. They know they're not supposed to be over here. They've been told many times. They've previously stolen a trespassing sign.
Lawrence then says someone approached her front door, threatening her.
And the little kid tells me to shut up to my face. I said, don't be disrespectful to me. And we're just exchanging words back and forth. I'm like, listen, my name is Dr. Don't tell me to shut up. And he was calling me names. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I said, go wherever you live. Listen, you're not going to come loud. His mother comes over here. If you treat my son like that again, I'm going to rip your ass out and we'll beat you up. Excuse me? I don't bloody well finish that. And I said, see that no trespassing sign? Get off my porch. And no, I'm not going to. I said, well, I'm calling the sheriff's department. And I don't know who the hell she was, but
Do you know where she lives?
I guess somewhere.
Do you know what she looks like?
She was black, in 20s, 30s, but I'm not going to take this.
As this recording continues, the sheriff's deputy looks for the woman who allegedly threatened Lawrence. In the process, he hears from some neighborhood kids who describe their interaction with her.
So, were you the guys that this lady was mad about?
Yes, and I just want to say that
Okay.
every time, like even
Hey,
if we're not.
hold on. Let's bring it down.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
Every
You're
time, even if we're not on her property and we're just like being loud and playing basketball over there because there's a basketball
I
hoop,
got you.
like she just calls us names.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Like
literally, literally all the kids, because that's an open spot right there.
Yeah.
All that is not her property.
I got
The
you.
guy that I was just telling this officer right here, this guy has said numerous times,
Which one?
y'all come over here and play, because they all like to play football and stuff.
Okay.
So he's okay with it, and that's where they mainly are. They're more on his side.
What kind of names is she calling you guys?
The B word, the P word, everywhere in the hood. Like one time the kids were playing right there, and it was his dad outside. And then she came
Your
out
dad?
yelling at
Cowboy?
Yeah, my dad. She
Okay.
came out yelling, and she was talking about a little girl getting raped and stuff. Like she's crazy. Like she'll
Okay.
come out just
Yeah,
yelling
she
about.
just says
Yeah.
weird. Like I have said stuff to her before because one time I just happened to come outside and she was calling them. I'm like, hey, like relax. I'm like,
Yeah.
these are kids here.
But if you guys have permission to be over there, then I can't really get on you guys too much. But if someone's going on her property, which is just her porch, it's not okay. I'm not saying you did. She's claiming you did.
Yeah.
I wasn't here to see it, so I can't go one way or the other. All right.
Yeah,
If she starts screaming at you guys, I want you to go tell an adult. Okay. I don't want you to antagonize her. Okay. Because what happens is when you guys antagonize her, she can make you guys look bad, and you guys are just out here playing, all right?
But in a separate recording from that same evening, Lawrence says her landlord said the kids weren't allowed on her property.
They've been told by Charles not to come on the property. Charles is the owner of the building. They have told, he said, kids, like I said, they stole the trespassing sign. Kids, it wasn't trespassing sign. It was supposed to have it. That's why there's no trespassing here. There's no trespassing here.
Sheriff's deputies explained that every time Lawrence calls law enforcement, reports will be documented from both sides.
Instructing the kids to not bother you, okay, or if you come out and you say something to them, they're supposed to go get their parents. And what about
Yo, there was a lot going on, man. This was not this was a feud, man.
Yeah, to escalate.
This was like before we had the Sonia Massey calls.
Yeah, exactly. This was a lot.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember the Glider King, the old one that gunned down the Uber driver too, the sister. They can't catch a break. If it ain't the son man killing them, it be everybody else.
Oh, you talking about the
Apparently
dude?
threw the tablet back at the boy,
They were
along with
getting
a pair of roller
simultaneously scammed.
skates. Owens then approached Lawrence's door when one of her
Yeah.
sons heard a loud bang. Officials say Lawrence shot Owens through a locked door, hitting her once in the chest. She died shortly after.
I hate her. Leave me alone. She's in jail for good.
Body camera video shows Marion County Sheriff's deputies arrive at Lawrence's home and take her into custody.
6403 Marion, I'm 97. I have one down. I have one elderly female barricaded in the house with a signal 0.
She's got a 30.
I'm in front. Sheriff's office, come outside with your hands up. This is the Marion County Sheriff's Office. Come outside with your hands up. Show me your hands. Turn around. Where's your gun at? You got hands? You're going to be detained.
Is there anybody else in the house?
It's crazy. An old woman can follow direction.
No, not right now.
You're not under arrest. You're being detained.
Okay, I understand.
Weird. She's not like, I didn't do nothing.
Hold on.
I want the cats to run.
Just want the cat.
As Lawrence is loaded into a squad car, first responders rush to Owens and begin CPR.
Get over there and assess her. I will bring the bag over. Here, I got to sit you in the back here. Go assess the person down. Okay, you just sitting there.
Okay.
Hey, I need someone give her aid right there. She needs medical
Hot
aid.
black, no resistance, nothing.
Sit inside. I need you all the way inside.
It's like weird to see.
Okay, I need you to hurry though, okay? I know, understand you need help. I got it. Where's she shot at?
In her, right here in her arm. Right here.
Chest. Right side of chest.
Okay.
There's no exit.
Just keep, if she needs CPR, keep doing CPR. I don't see a lot of blood here.
Yeah, I don't see the blood either. It's probably like a 20
now. I got her baby.
Early on, first responders speak with Owens' sons about the moments leading up to the shooting.
Hey, who all was out here when it happened?
I left my iPad over there because we were playing games. I went to get it. I said, give me my iPad to her. She threw the.
Just stand right here so I know who was out here when it happened, okay?
I left my iPad over there because we were playing games, and I went to go get it. I said, give me my iPad because she had it. She dropped it, tried to throw the sticks at me, and and then I got my brother. He said, come hit me with the sticks, and then
All right, bud. Give me a minute. Just hang out by my car, okay?
First responders soon speak to Owens' other son, too.
she came and banged on the door, her window.
Okay.
Slide door. That she banged on that, and then the door.
Okay.
And then I was on my electric scooter right here, and then I don't know where I hear a big bang.
Okay.
I was running.
Did you actually see anybody with any kind of gun, anything like that, or did you just hear?
I just hear run.
Okay. What did you see after that?
I don't know. I came outside and I saw my first mom on the ground.
Okay.
Just minutes after the body cam recordings begin, Owens' sons receive terrible news.
Today has been a very bad day. There's something bad that's happened. And y'all seen it, y'all understand it, y'all experienced it, right? Okay.
Wow.
Y'all love me? Okay. Y'all love mom? All right. Well, I got some bad news to tell you.
Wow.
Mom is not coming back anymore. Come,
Wow.
come. No.
Wow.
No. Come here. Come over here.
Wow, that's a rough way to find that out for a kid. God damn. There wasn't no other way to go.
Blackistan.
I ain't black. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. At least it's real tears.
I remember my grandmother passed. Yeah.
Jeez.
This whole fucking thing should never have gotten this far.
How you punch in the air like Boys in the Hood.
That was a dish served cold, man. Shit. That was cold, man. I don't know if it was a better way he could have said that. I don't know. It's how do you say it better? But hey,
Anybody with any kind of gun, anything like that, or did you just hear?
Mom on the ground.
Okay.
A very bad day. There's something bad that's happened. And y'all seen it. Y'all understand it. Y'all experienced it, right? Okay. Y'all love me? Okay. Y'all love Mom?
This ain't the Boy Scouts.
Well, I got some bad news to tell you. Mom's not coming back anymore. Come. Come. No. Come here. Come over here. Listen to me. No. I know. Okay. It's okay. I know. It's okay. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I am sorry. I'm so sorry.
You can't go home.
No, she's home. It's all right. You guys are going to be okay. It's all right. You guys are all right. It's okay. It's all right. Relax. You guys relax. I know this ain't easy.
I know.
Think about you're a cop and you deal with this shit every day in Blackistan, and then one day you gotta shoot some fucking thug who's trying to like take your gun.
Oh my god!
And then all these niggas turn on you.
Yeah, look at the glider cop right there. He's feeling sorry for him.
Like it's offensive how watered down some of these TV shows are now. I get like,
you know, it was all fun and games when they was fucking with that lady.
Yeah.
You know what's nuts is how I know for sure they were fucking with her. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought she was some crazy old lady. Blah blah. This. It's all fun and games. Ha ha ha. She acting crazy again. She cursing us out. But if a motherfucker had a trap house across the street and the little hood booger said, hey, y'all making my shit hot, don't be in my motherfucking yard, everybody would have made sure that they never went to that yard. You know what I'm saying?
Such a good point. It's such a
goes
good point.
all to the it goes to the same way where if when a motherfucking white person or somebody outside a black motherfucker kill somebody in the hood, and then you got everybody showing their face on the interviews and this and that, saying, yeah, I saw the whole thing. But if somebody, a motherfucker that look like them or the hood booger do it, you seeing motherfucking K-Swiss gym shoes and shit.
Yeah, a lot of sneakers.
That's crazy.
It's the same. That's just the same shit. Because if the hood boys said, y'all making our shit hot, we don't want y'all over here no more.
All respect.
Everybody would have been the mama, everybody, granddaddy, the one that just gave him to that code. They be like, hey, don't go over there no more.
Y'all need to look out. Shit.
Right. Don't go near that place no more.
Yeah. Facts.
Straighten up.
Facts. Yeah. Facts, man.
It's cold.
Right now, God, give me strength, God. Lord, give me strength. Lord, I need your strength right now, God. Strength right now, God. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
You hear all that compassion, that melanin.
Think about that, man. You see scenes like this when you're out there?
Not okay. I mean, I've seen like innocent people get killed on some like Family Feud shit.
Car crash.
Car crashes. But most car crashes be fucking partly because they was fucking stupid. Most fatal ones. But yeah, I mean, what's equivalent to this one? No, not nothing to like this extent because we have a lot of neighbor disputes. I did see something like this. It was I recently was on scene for like a gay girls quarrel. It was like it was gay girl quarrel, but it ended up turning into a homicide because of fucking one of the girls. The friend of the girlfriend's wife got upset and they kicked her out. She came back, shot through the fucking door, killed the friend, not the wife that she was beefing with, and her kids was like right there and witnessed it all. It was fucked up.
Damn.
Yeah, it was fucked up. Shot her right in the fucking face, bro. It was ugly. It was bad.
That ain't making
Devastating body camera video shows Owens' children crying, saying they hope Lawrence stays in jail for good.
It's my heart right now, God. Touch her, God. Give us strength.
I hate her.
Oh.
She's staying in jail for good.
Meanwhile, first responders speak with neighbors who talk about the ongoing arguments between Lawrence and the rest of the neighborhood.
It's gonna be chaos, man. You know what I mean? It's everyone's pretty beat up.
I'm very familiar with
That shit
this
is
lady.
wow.
I don't work this zone anymore. But I'm very familiar with her. So I know the situation and what she has done and everything. But like I said, we're waiting on the major crime detective to get here so he can continue his
They already
investigation.
knew.
Wow.
They already knew that this shit was leading up to this. They knew it was leading up to this. Y'all, they just created a motherfucking another what's old boy Richie, the super fake woke motherfuckers and all the other shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just created you heard old boy in the back seat. I hate her. That motherfucker gonna be a black African American study anti-white racism fucking activist, man. Y'all done fucked up.
Yeah, man, that's his origin story, man. That's fucked up. That is fucked up though. Like at the end of the day, man, to hear that them kids howling like that,
they can't grasp the gravity of it because they kind of had a part to play in it.
It's the adult's fault. It's literally the adult's fault.
Mother's fault ultimately.
It's the adult's fault.
She's gonna take the kid's side, but you know, it's and plus, like we were talking in the back chat, it's obvious the lady's health was declining. You know, she wasn't all the way there, and this probably took a toll on her repeatedly over time. She just got tired of being chipped away at with this.
Man, listen, this shit ain't got nothing to do with that. I think I've been there. I've done that. We used to fuck with this old man down the street from where I grew up at. We'd walk past his crib any time of night, just start screaming his fucking name, just irritating him and shit like that. We never banged on his fucking door.
I'm talking old lady though.
No, I think she was scared. I think all that she was scared.
She was done. Like they were literally on purpose. I guarantee you they were boldly picking on her. Whenever they got bored, they will go over there and they'll fuck with this lady because they got a thrill out of it.
Yeah, and I'm saying that's gonna take more of a toll on her than an old full-blooded white man or something like that. You know what I mean? Like an old American white man. He probably got 12 gauge in the house. He probably could have done the same shit, but he didn't. He's just like, fuck these little niggas. Whatever. Probably, I did the same shit, but we didn't get.
You think they thought, or the mom thought, she would take it there? You think she underestimated her?
No, she definitely underestimated her. She definitely, when she was dying, she was probably like, "What the fuck?"
American
lesson learned.
Full-blooded American white man. You wouldn't have got this. Eventually you would have, but a larger.
Well, I do agree with you, but I would also say don't underestimate a sister having smoke with a white dude, because they don't even. A lot of times. They don't even be seeing them like that.
Nah, that's far fewer. Like there's far fewer cases of that.
She's not looking that ratchet though. I would give you that.
I'm surprised not one dude just came over. She didn't ever send like a goon to fucking crash out. I'm surprised about that.
4 baby daddies with none of them.
That's something because none of them niggas want to deal with all them kids.
For real. Hey, I would have thought the story would have been the dude went over there and was about to fucking throw his life away for the bitch,
he was probably on Facebook Live with her or some shit. Like, let's go pull up on that old lady, let her know what's up. Yeah, baby, you got this.
right.
Let no old white lady tell you what the fuck do on your block. Fuck that.
Yeah, I don't even think you got to tell nobody like that. I think a sister already feels that. She don't need to be told like.
Yeah,
that.
she got to report back to you like, yeah, guess what I did, baby. Yeah.
She just naturally on go. Like a white lady did something to her kid. Oh yeah, it's like
and the first reaction with white people is to threaten with violence and threaten with harm and that kind of thing because usually that's enough to bluff it.
Well, they're weak. White people are seen as weak, and we're predatory. So that's like, I mean,
that's exactly it.
She's old too. She's an older white woman too. Yeah. So it is what it is.
I mean, it's the smoke. I don't know. She probably wouldn't have had the same smoke for that other Becky that was over there in the crowd.
Her friends? Those are probably her friends and shit. But yeah,
but even if
and a lot of the mud sharks can actually fight.
That one probably would have drug her through the fucking mud if she pulled up like her whole little litter of kids.
Mud sharks have been in the trenches, yeah.
That was the projects, bro. Everybody there. That's row homes like in Florida. Those are projects, so that's public housing. So all that shit is like, what I'm saying, is a few white folks, but like the white girls, they all look like the ones you just seen in that video. Like my mother-in-law lives in like the row homes out in Florida down there. It's the same shit. Neighbors they fist fight every motherfucking day.
Cook County is familiar with every square foot of Florida.
You say what now?
You're familiar with every square foot of Florida, it looks like.
Yeah, man. I lived down there for a while. My wife from Florida, so
Where you a cop at?
In Chicago.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see what's going on over here, man. Give me a city, man. Give me a city. Please take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or the Super Chat. Please support the channel. Abe the Hunter, hold on. Let me read this. He says, Black Conservative Americana says, yo, Ak, that's one of your Nigerian sisters. Yeah, GK, but it was the GK Owens. So it's like, I think that the father may be, the mother may be Nigerian and the father is American because she got an American last name, unless she was married and then she took her husband's last name. Got divorced or something.
I highly doubt that.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, that GK is a Nigerian, and she looked like a goddamn Nigerian. Says why she turned into a crazed, deranged son sister. I mean, listen, it's the same DNA, man. It's the same DNA, man. It is what it is. It's actually a more concentrated form of the DNA.
That was in Ocala, right?
Yeah.
Ocala got a reputation of I don't know if it's the truth, but for black folks down there, Ocala is like known for like being super, super racist and all this other shit. They used to have like a fucking a KKK parade or some shit every year for like
or it's the sundown time.
Yeah, that's what it was known for. But like I've been down there, it wasn't really shit, but yeah, whatever.
Listen, we had KKK parade every year in DC too. They used to come down to DC and do the KKK parade.
And that was about it, right? Look nice, wave, done. That's it. And now we're all terrified. And then you got these clowns shooting everybody, but we're scared of the KKK though.
Yeah, we got a porn bomber in the back, man. Jimmy from Philly, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
What's up, faggot?
Definitely.
So I got a good story for y'all if you want to hear it of me fighting with black women in Philly.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this is about 25 years ago. I was moved to this apartment complex, and underneath me, there was people that hung out, right? They would hang out till 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, black women, black men, and they would get loud, and I stick my head out the window like, yo, man, some of us got to work in the morning. Fuck you, white boy, this and that, right? One of them's the maintenance man there, right? So I complained to management, right? And they keep doing it. And then they would form like a kangaroo line when I would take my family out the car to go into the apartment. And the women, the men wouldn't get tough with me. The women would get in my face, like beg me to, like try to make me hit them or something. So I keep complaining, and management tosses them, right? But it takes a couple months to get them out. So one fine day, they're out there making all kinds of, what they would do is set up camp outside the apartment, right? Lounge chairs, boom boxes, like, what the fuck, man? I can't get a minute's peace, right? So they're running their mouth. And one day I tell my old lady, suit up, we're going the fuck out there, right? So we go out. And the one girl's running her mouth, and we're standing in a mulch pile. And she swung on me, and I low bridged her, and she fell into the mulch and got pissed off. So I go back upstairs, right? Cops come, right? Cop starts giving me a bunch of shit, like, if we didn't see it, there's nothing we can do about it. I said, yeah, if it was in your fucking neighborhood, it wouldn't happen. Like, oh, this is a landlord issue, this and that, right? So I go back outside an hour later, I'm wiping my Mustang down, and the girl that I low bridged walks by with her daughter, and out of the corner of my eye, I catch her coming at me. She's like a fire plug. She's thick, she's real short, and she's windmill swinging at me. And she's like hitting my shoulders and my chest, not hurting me, but I had a beer bottle in my hand, smacked her. I didn't even think, man. I just hit her. Boom. She went down. The daughter comes after me. I throw the bottle at her. I run in the apartment. I'm scared to death. This girl's on the ground. She's bleeding like a pig. I grabbed my cell phone. I ran into the woods. Cops came, this and that, right? Then the apartment complex sends me a eviction notice, right? Now, I had been in contact with them about the way these folks were harassing me, right? So, and then I call my attorney. I got a real good lawyer, Nino Teneri, right? He's like,
so tell me this, Jimmy.
Go ahead.
None of the Sun men got in it when you were fighting with these black women.
No, there was only one black dude there, and there was okay. So what happened, right? So when I told her to go suit up, right? This is before I hit her with the bottle, right? We go outside. There was a white dude out there running his mouth, but he was on oxygen. And he takes the oxygen tank and he's going to hit me with it. My lady just reached up and grabbed it from me and starts walking. And we're all looking at her like, what the fuck is she going to do with that tank? And she walks across the parking lot and throws it over the fence into the mulch. And this dude's screaming and crying for his oxygen tank. And, yeah, that's when I low bridged her. And
yo, why do you like people? Why do y'all live around like? Do you still live around black people?
Yeah, I live in South Philly in a very black neighborhood. Oh yeah. So I get along with folks around here though.
Yeah, so it's something about that element. You're the type of guy that likes it. I'll be
real honest with you. I've done years in prison.
Okay.
I'm in recovery, right? 15 months.
Oh, so you're a street guy. You're a street guy.
Yeah, he's low class.
Not so much though. Not so much because I was living out in the suburbs for years. I don't like living in the city. I really don't. But
you're a street guy. You're a street guy.
He's a glider. He's a glider from Philly, man.
He didn't want to.
He's just a junkie.
He did not want to be.
He's just a junkie.
No, not a junkie.
No,
was never.
He's just a junkie.
Never needles, alcohol, LSD, and
to still make sure junkie.
Who keeps calling this fucking guy a junkie for what?
Yeah, who the hell?
Yeah, I'm not.
I do.
I'm 15 months clean, so yeah.
Oh,
But
he's
long
junkie.
story short, they never cased me up. I actually called the detectives, and I said, "Look, I have an attorney, Nino Teneri. He's a bad motherfucker. They don't know who he is." And I told the detective, I said, "Look, the one thing, I don't want to get locked up in front of my daughter. So call my attorney or call me. I will surrender." And the apartment complex literally wound up moving me to another complex after they said they were evicting me for insurance reasons or something. They moved me to another complex, and I got away from all these stupid motherfuckers. And they never cased me up. And she had 10 staples in her head. Now, believe me, I'm not a violent person. I'm 150 pounds, 5'7". I'm not a big guy. I'm not into violence. But when she did that, I didn't even think. I had the beer bottle in my hand and just hit her one time. And she was much shorter than me, so I was like right on top of her head. She was like 5 feet tall.
Yo, Philly guy, what do you think about this story here?
I think it's fucked up, but the thing is too, she shot through the door. Like, now we don't know. I heard you discussing. I'm sure she didn't politely knock on the door. You know what I mean? But you shot through the door. You should have let her knock the fucking door down and shoot.
She said she was gonna kill her or some shit, right? What did she say to her?
Yeah, and she is an older woman.
So you think the Glider Queen is in the what's fucked up about it? What do you mean?
No, I think it's a sticky situation. I think
Stay with your
I don't know, but they both had no restraint. You know what I mean? Like they both should have handled that shit differently.
Well, the Glider Queen is obviously crazy.
Bladder Queen, who's that? Black woman?
Nah, you don't have no compassion for your fellow white citizen.
No, I do, but you can't be shooting people through a fucking door too. I mean, there's got to be more to it than that.
Well, what if it's a nigger?
Yo, you wild here.
Listen.
We get enough Philly dudes in here, and it becomes like a critical mass.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you got another Philly guy in here?
Where's Mystic at?
The numbers going up. Mystic, what the fuck, yo?
Oh no, shit.
Guys,
Too many of them.
You have to excuse him.
I actually got another really good story out in fucking.
We're gonna hold off on that. We're gonna hold off on that, man.
I just want. Can I ask him something?
I had that on video.
Yo, are you a mud shark?
Huh?
Is your girl black? Is she POC?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you like black women? Do you find them attractive?
Some.
Yep, some of them.
Okay.
Hey, is it any coincidence this man looks like Scott Adams?
Oh wow.
No, I don't.
I gotta stay away from black people.
Well, they are looking what, bro?
You guys have to forgive him. He's only 15 months sober. His brain's not clear yet.
No, you
as
a glider should have the most compassion.
What's
for a
going
man
on with Buddy, bro?
Wait,
you don't have to grow up around a bunch of niggas that had drugs and he dabbled,
Wait, so you used to be in like Kensington and shit?
No. Well, I went there to cop a few times, but not.
Oh, you used to cop up from Kansas? Yeah, they got that fire shit up there, bro.
I would have been on drugs too, if I had to live in the stand.
Yeah, I mean, you'd probably be better off in like an actual toxic waste dump growing up.
All drugs now are garbage. I mean, that's why I switched to LSD and I was getting prescriptions Xanax and alcohol. All drugs now it's all shit.
You switched to Xanax because the crack wasn't hitting hard enough?
Because he's a junkie, that's why.
I was a crackhead for 13 years in the
God
80s.
damn. Holy
and
shit.
I said he was a junkie, and you guys tried to shame me for it. Thank you.
I got
so mad
out
about
of
bro.
listen. I got out of prison in 87. I was down from 83. 83 is around the time you heard about crack. I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. For the next 13 years, I was down to the ground.
Bro, what's the gayest thing you ever did for a crack rock?
I never did any gay stuff.
All right. I thought.
You must have never really needed a crack rock. That's crazy.
Yeah,
man.
you were like a functional crackhead, like you had a full-time job, all that shit. Or you like?
Yeah, I actually was a landscaper, worked my ass off, and stayed up. I don't know how I did it.
You gonna act like you never known a functional crackhead?
I know functional. I was asking because I know functional crackheads. Like,
what was the charge What was the charge you went to prison for?
Burglary.
Yeah, you weren't functional.
You were trying to rob someone to get crack, or it was
no. Crack wasn't even around when I committed that crime. I went down.
Crack was around when you got out.
I went down in 82. Yeah, crack came on the scene around 83.
Yeah, they were trying to destroy the black community at the time, but I guess you got caught up.
Yeah, caught in that net.
Destroyed me.
Fucking juice crew.
Collateral damage.
Let me move along. Let me move along, guys. Let me move along.
We are learning more tonight about the woman accused of hiding a man wanted for homicide and arson.
Christina Van Zels is live with what charges she.
Why are you here? How did you pop up out of nowhere like this? What are you doing here?
Who, me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I happened to see your stream. Hearing some black folks defending a white person. I'm like, I see one of your names, conservative African or something. I'm like, oh shit. I struck gold here. I struck gold here.
He said that's like the chupacabra.
Did y'all ever hear that the one streamer, the black dude, he was gay, he just died about a year ago. What was his name?
Kevin Samuels.
Oh yeah.
No.
Samuels. Yeah.
The dude that wore the fake nose and he looked like Humpty Hump. The fuck?
Oh, you talking about Shock G from Digital Underground?
No. He wore
YouTuber. My
fake nose and eyebrows. And he was gay, but he didn't wear it on his. He was conservative.
Thank God the algorithm
he just died about a year ago.
A gay conservative with a big nose?
He looked like Humpty Hump.
Let me get this straight. So you watch gay channels, but you never did gay stuff for crack. Gotcha.
No.
Right. We'll look this up.
Let me move forward. Let me move forward, please. Hold on.
Thank you.
All right, hold on. Let me move forward.
We are learning more tonight about the woman accused of hiding a man wanted for homicide and arson.
Christina Van Zels is live with what charges she is now facing. Christina, good evening.
Hey, Ted and Steph, this all happened back on August 4th. And we know that Deshaun Graves was charged for shooting and killing a man and then putting his body on fire. But now we know that his girlfriend is charged in the case.
That was torture the way he did my son.
On Tuesday, Quincy Smith's mother talked with Fox 6 after her son was shot and killed near 84th and Carmen. Prosecutors charged Deshaun Graves with first-degree reckless homicide, arson, and mutilating a corpse. He was in court Wednesday when prosecutors noted he was out on 3 open cases, including hit and run and armed robbery.
The defendant was out on 3 open cases.
Let me tell you like this. Both these guys got that look, man. They got that look like this guy don't look like no saint right here, man.
Hell no. He was active too.
Yeah, these dudes active.
Especially that
looks like an upstanding citizen.
Especially that booty scratcher.
Biased, bro. You're being biased like old girls said. Stop it, bro.
Man, this dude right here is a He was. Look at those gold teeth, man. Nobody wear that unless they're in the streets. And then this dude, he's smirking. These two, this was mutual combat, man.
Charged Deshaun Graves with first-degree reckless homicide, arson, and mutilating a corpse. He was in court Wednesday when prosecutors noted he was out on 3 open cases, including hit and run and armed robbery.
The defendant was out on 3 open cases.
After an altercation with Smith, investigators say Graves shot Smith and he fell back into a minivan. Then Graves drove away with Smith's body hanging out of the car and set the car on fire near 34th and Hour, which also spread to a home.
Yeah, just see my baby when he left the world. That hurt me the most.
On Monday, prosecutors charged Graves' girlfriend with harboring and aiding a felon. Jakaya Gates told prosecutors Graves called her and said, quote, something bad happened, but wouldn't tell her what. She told investigators when she first saw him, he had burn injuries and looked like he had been in a fight. Investigators say she then rented an Airbnb on 91st Street so she and Graves could hide out.
I don't have a heart.
Oh, man.
I don't even have feelings. I'm empty. That was the only thing that I had was him.
Gates was in court Tuesday. She's out on bond.
You hear that?
Devastated.
So that nigga cooked him and then put him in the he was in the trunk or in the back seat.
No.
And then he set this nigga on fire. So his girl do? Go get him a hotel so he could go drop that thug love Harambe dick off on her all night in a night of passion and
in a Red Roof Inn.
in a goddamn 1-star motel.
Yeah, wow.
I hate them bitches, dog.
We got another sister in power.
The case against a former Milwaukee Public School Board member is heading to trial.
Aisha Carr was in court earlier this afternoon. So was our Bill Miston, as an investigator took the stand.
What was the allegation? Ms. Carr had won an election for an MP at Milwaukee Public Schools district position, and that she had not moved into that district within the allotted time.
Prosecutors say Carr continued to live at this home on North 2nd near Hadley, while telling the district she lived within District 4 near 22nd and Brown. The investigator says he spoke to the homeowner.
She stated that at no time did
Okay,
Ms.
this
Carr
some
live at
slight
that
shit.
address.
There's some slight shit. That's just ain't really do nothing bad. There's some slight shit.
Yeah, she blamed Trump for doing the same shit at one point.
Yeah. That was the facts. Yeah, she ain't got no sympathy on no fucking white person that do that shit.
Tax evasion.
Whatever. Yeah, but yeah, she that's some slight shit, man. That's some slight shit.
A startling new video tonight showing the moment a DC government employee shot and killed a teenager in the district. We want to warn you, this video may be hard to watch. Surveillance video from January 7th, 2023 shows Jason Lewis walk outside of his home on Quincy Street in Northeast holding a gun in his hand. The video then shows Lewis aiming the gun. He takes one shot, as you heard there, pauses, and then fires several more times.
Oh,
shit.
This evening,
That little team was running at him. The team was running at him. You
That's
see
like
that?
when people post like Bigfoot footage and shit, like, oh, this nigga attacked me. That's like literally.
Yeah, that young nigga wasn't scared of that game.
Yeah, he looked like a cougar shooting at from
He
out
takes
there.
one shot, as you heard there, pauses, and then fires several more times. This evening, Lewis was found guilty of manslaughter for killing 13-year-old Karan Blake.
What?
While the jury convicted him.
Who was trying to steal his car? This little kid, they were stealing his car.
How the fuck
No
you get
other out.
manslaughter
Because
for that?
DC, you don't get those rights. You
It's
don't
only
get those
property,
rights.
man. It's only property, man.
Yeah, there's no constitutional carry in DC. Yeah.
Damn,
Jason Lewis of manslaughter. They
But
found
I
him
think he may have been. I think he may have had a concealed carry.
not guilty of second-degree murder. News 4's Paul Wagner was inside the courtroom when that verdict was read.
Good evening. There was no emotion inside the courtroom here at Superior Court when Jason Lewis was told by the foreman of the jury that he was guilty of manslaughter and 5 other charges. Karan Blake's family wasn't here, and Jason Lewis's family wasn't here, and he had no reaction to being told he was guilty.
Jason Lewis took the stand in his own defense on Wednesday and told the jury he feared for his life when he opened fire outside his Northeast home in the early morning hours of January 7th of last year. Lewis said as he opened the gate to his
I
patio.
literally lived like I'm talking about like maybe a block away from here, man.
You grew up. You talking about like growing up, or you moved around?
No. Just I lived here at one point.
All right.
Right at one point.
How is it around there?
Pointed at him from the.
I mean, it's cool, but it's sons. It's not like the trenches.
That's the hood.
But it's trenchy. Like they got.
There's no friendly out there.
Yeah, it's trenchy, like Turkey Thicket, and you got listen, man, you got like DC is subtle because you have a neighborhood where you never see niggas on the corner, but it's niggas in that hood, and they be like in houses or in, you know what I'm saying, or in the alley or at the rec center or something like that. But
like roaches.
You could like live in the neighborhood and never see them like hanging out in front of your house and nothing like that. And that neighborhood is like got killers in it. Every neighborhood in DC got killers in it. Oh, everyone.
Driver's side of a car parked in the alley. He says he saw a flash and heard a bang. He then fired twice more when he says Karan Blake came running toward him. A camera outside the home recorded the 13-year-old saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm a kid. I'm only 12. But prosecutors told the jury there was no evidence anyone had shot at Lewis that morning. And when questioned by the police, Lewis never said anything about it. In fact, he never asked the police to look for evidence someone had been shooting at him. When asked by prosecutors why he never told the police, Lewis said he was in shock. Video played for the jury shows Lewis did not immediately try to help Blake lying wounded on his front lawn and did not immediately ask for EMS to come to the scene. Police say Blake and two others were breaking into cars that morning and had arrived in a stolen car.
So he got to ask
Prosecutors
police
wanted Jason
to look
Lewis
for
locked
evidence?
up immediately, but the judge
They ain't gonna do that. You're trying to get lawyers and prosecutors to find evidence.
Right. But the news is making it like, he never asked the police to look for evidence of the shooting. Like, what?
No, no, they did all that. I'm just surprised. You talked about this shit like a year ago. I forgot how old this was.
What do y'all think about that jogger case?
Which jogger?
decided again.
The one where Aubrey or whatever.
Oh,
That nigga. The McMichaels are heroes.
We don't believe he was jogging. I'll put it like that.
Right. Well, didn't he attack somebody with a gun?
Aubrey.
Yeah.
He tried to grab his gun.
He tried to grab the gun. I mean, you don't. I mean, why would you? If man got a shotgun on you, you freeze or run.
Yes, this is like another case of fatally not taking gliders seriously by some people.
Yeah, this is the same thing with Sonia Massey. Yeah, man. Y'all.
Well, Sonia
A
Massey
split
looks like
verdict in the case
that's
against
fucked up.
former DC employee Jason Lewis, who shot and killed 13-year-old Karan Blake. Thank you for joining us. I'm Simone D'Alba.
And I'm Larry Miller. That split verdict, guilty on manslaughter, not guilty on murder. Our Rafael Sanchez Cruz has been following this trial every step of the way. He joins us live now with an update. Rafael?
Yeah, that's right, Larry. Over several hours, over 2 days, the jury determined that Jason Lewis is guilty of voluntary manslaughter and a series of other gun-related charges. However, he was acquitted this afternoon of the harsher penalty, which is second-degree murder. Now, what's the difference between manslaughter and murder? Well, manslaughter is a homicide that is committed without malice. But how did we get to this point? I prepared a timeline of events so we can see how the jury came to their decision. Let's watch.
During the early hours of January 7th, 2023, Karan Blake was shot and killed on the 1000 block of Quincy Street Northeast. DC police initially said a man had fired at the 13-year-old after hearing noises and seeing someone tampering with vehicles.
If you feel that there is a public safety issue in or around your home, call 911. That is the appropriate thing to do.
As the community mourned the loss of the 7th grader,
He definitely had a warm spirit and very energetic.
Right.
You know, when they say that, you know what that means? That means he was a little fucking thug out here breaking into people's
He was a little.
Just looking at her face, I could tell how her kids were.
He was a little extroverted, little young boy out here getting active. Didn't he pull up in a Johnny? Little active.
His dudes left him, so they don't need. I don't even know if they found other dudes.
And very energetic.
speculation grew about the shooter who had not been identified by police.
We know of social media images that have surfaced that are showing people that have no connection to this case.
Justice for Karan!
Not knowing the shooter's identity prompted protests
and
community meetings.
I don't understand why y'all are protecting his name and saying it's gonna.
What happened was they thought when they heard city employee and they didn't see no face, they thought it was a white dude. So because they thought it was a white dude, so because they thought it was a white dude, they started doing all this shit.
Not knowing the shooter's identity prompted protests and community meetings.
I don't understand why y'all are protecting his name and saying
Purple
it's
hair.
gonna breach the investigation.
Tommy.
A week after the shooting, Blake's family held a vigil.
I don't want to keep waking up knowing that my brother's not here with me no more. I don't. It hurts.
On January 31st, police announced that
that dirt,
41-year-old Jason.
You remember they had the it was some random ass white dude that they was like fucking showing, and he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ever see that old man? You ever see the old man? I shot her anyway.
Yeah,
That's
this
what
is.
it had.
You ever see that
All
video?
No.
Shot
That's
her
why they
anyway.
had all the protests and all the. They mobilized like they got in like a white dude killed a black kid mode, and then it turned out to be a black dude.
Yeah,
and then
this is.
they dropped
Yeah.
that shit like that. They dropped all that.
Yeah, the
shit.
next community meeting only had like
They
10
got a
people
cease
at
and
it.
desist or some shit.
Yeah, they never do this for niggas on niggas. That's why I was confused at first. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's why you gotta take everything with a grain of salt now, dog.
It hurts.
On January 31st, police announced that
fine.
41-year-old Jason Lewis was
Take care of it all.
arrested.
The investigation took the amount of time that it needed to take so that we would be at this point.
Then, an employee of DC's Department of Parks and Recreation, Lewis was charged with second-degree murder while armed. Police say the group of 3 boys were breaking into cars in the Northeast neighborhood. Court documents say Lewis thought his house was being broken into and that he fired at a getaway car and then at Blake because he felt threatened. The unarmed teenager was running towards Lewis when he was shot twice.
Came out the dog is it's like he just want to take the law in his own hands, and that's what he did. That's why my grand.
Man, come on, homie. You could. I
He
know
little
he.
actor dude.
Yeah, out there. Homie was out there in the 80s. You know, niggas.
You don't think that nigga was taking the law in his own hands? You think he was calling 911 in the mid 80s?
Yeah,
He had
Shot
the,
twice.
Came out the dog is it's like he just want to take the law in his own hands, and that's what he did. That's why my grandson did.
Following the arrest,
That's
Blake's
why
mother
that's
broke her silence.
He was the man of the house.
Oh, I
That's
remember
who
this
helped
like a
me.
motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh hell.
He was the man of the
Yeah, I
13
remember that.
Hell nah.
What?
I remember
this
you broke
nigga
that
was
down.
the
That's
man
why-
of the. This
that's why
young
your
boy
life-
right here. was
I
the
guess
man
there's
of
an
the house.
opening in that house.
I hate this shit.
That shit
I
is
hate this
disturbing,
shit.
honestly.
Yeah.
There's so many bad
She's
implications.
like 40 something years old with braces now.
You said how old was she?
I don't know
No.
how she
She
is.
probably,
but-
in like her early 30s. You know,
Right,
she
He
was
was 13.
You say that, but then I see another Keisha is 30.
Yeah, the
40.
kid was 12. It said.
Yeah, she probably like
Right, right,
26.
you're right.
She probably like 26, 25.
Nah, the kid was 13, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
late
Probably
20s.
like 26.
How many kids does she had though?
Oh, I don't know. She got 2. We seen 2 so far.
Broke her
2
silent.
He was the man of the house.
She young.
That's who helped me.
I retract my statement.
And he took him from me.
19 months after the shooting, the trial began. Lewis's lawyers claimed self-defense, and his witnesses defended his character.
He's always been an honest guy to me, always been a good guy. He's a friend of the family.
Lewis himself took the stand, claiming he believed someone had fired towards him, prompting him to shoot back. Prosecutors argue that there's no evidence that someone shot at Lewis before he opened fire.
Now, here in the district, manslaughter carries a maximum sentence of 30 years behind bars. Now, according to the DC court website, Lewis's sentencing is scheduled for October 25th.
He took a future carjacker off the streets.
They
and-
said
Probably
jail
Did a
time.
good job.
definitely was going to be a future shooter.
You
You
guys
talking
are
about-
rough.
He fucked
probably
my
already
Hellcat stocks up.
Well, it may seem rough, but if you stick around this channel long enough, you see that this is like the 10,000th iteration of the same pattern that we see.
Bro,
This is like, it's just constant.
And
Yeah.
tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm getting a lot of similarities between that and the
At the
previous
start-
story we just watched with the white lady defending herself supposedly.
Yeah, definitely.
way, yeah.
Yeah, the way, definitely.
What
Like, he
what'd you
didn't
say?
shoot
All right.
people.
The
What?
fucking some people put so much pressure on the
Mhm.
system and on others
hmm
that it's just not. They make cases complex. You know what I'm saying? Like That's the reasons for all these different fucking ways of charging somebody with killing somebody and all the other shit. That shit was just murder back in the day with just gliders. With us, they had to add fucking second degree manslaughter, first degree this, all this other shit.
Yeah.
We just changed the game, bruh.
We
It's just too
met
much
so
pressure.
many. Like, think about it. Like DC, if DC was a white town, they may have had 200 murders this century. Man, they got 200 murders every year at least. Like, I mean, like, it's too much. It's the volume.
Yeah, and that's like the hood filibuster in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's just so drawn out and so much resources can't go into whatever needs to be done to figure this shit out. People aren't cooperating or whatever. Like I said, it's the hood filibuster.
Yeah.
At the start of this week and in just 1 hour, Baltimore police received reports of 3 armed carjackings in 3 different city districts. The first call coming in around 4 a.m., Southeast Baltimore's Highlandtown neighborhood. Carjacking. Baltimore police say 6 suspects carjacked a driver at gunpoint as they were parking their car on South Eaton Street. Then about 20 minutes later and 2 miles west, a security guard parked outside H&S Bakery in Fells Point reported she was carjacked by a pair of masked suspects armed with shotguns.
In a carjacking, 601 Southbound, 601 Southbound at H&S. Security who worked at the location was in her truck. Females armed with shotguns just carjacked her. Says her gun was in the vehicle as well, and it was taken. 2 number 1 males, both wearing masks, long sleeves. They took off on Bond Street, made a right onto Eastern. They had 3 vehicles with them.
By 5 a.m. and across the harbor in Federal Hill, police received a third report. In this case, investigators say the victim was asleep in their car parked on Light Street when they were approached by 2 armed suspects.
Units are asking on the lookout for 2008 Lexus GS350 green in color.
I questioned BPD's commissioner on the possibility these cases are related and the overall concern.
We have had some over the last couple nights that were related that we know happened back to back to back.
Ugly motherfucker.
But we're still struggling. Although
He
carjackings
looks
are
like
actually down,
Tommy from
our
Power.
street robberies are
He looks
up.
like a rock.
Young people have figured out if they steal a car and do a
Hard
street
face.
robbery, they can do multiple ones, and we're trying to work. We did really well with catching carjackers. And then, unfortunately, we're still dealing with the juvenile issues.
BPD confirmed out of 5 recent arrests for armed carjacking, 3 of the suspects are juveniles. At least one of those crimes also committed just this week. Police say on August 14th, a 14-year-old carjacked a driver at gunpoint in East Baltimore. Investigators say he was arrested later that day and his handgun recovered. The other arrests made include a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, who investigators say were spotted in a car wanted in connection to multiple robberies and carjackings. All 3, police say, were transported to juvenile booking. What happens from there, a concern to many, as is the crime itself.
Again, it's not really surprising because Baltimore is just...
What is going on here?
It's really sad. Like, I'm pretty sure they were probably around like
That
16,
work.
17, 18 too. So
Bakery.
Yeah.
I asked BPD if they believe these recent suspects arrested may be responsible for these other crimes. A spokesperson says the investigations are open and active.
So much
Reporting live
fucking-
outside police.
I mean, we're talking about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. It's
Kinda like
not even
giraffe.
safe to,
Go ahead,
be
sorry.
around at 5 o'clock in the morning.
But one thing he did, one of the guys that got jacked, sleeping in his car. That's a no.
Yeah, but you should be able to fucking sleep in your car at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I'm definitely knocked the fuck out. My will
This
before.
is true. This is true.
Like they're just riding around looking for any signs of life. He probably had his car idling or something because
He was
maybe
tired. Yeah.
using the air conditioner and they just riding around looking for any
thirsty
sign. Yeah, anybody that's just around, and it's like, yo, they like predators, man. Top predators.
And then they're not doing it because they can't eat.
No, hell no. They fun.
No,
It's
they are in
fun.
fact the top of the food chain in the United States. They are the apex predators of our society.
It's so fun, man. Like they're having a blast. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got some feedback in their mic. Somebody got to mute themselves, man. Somebody got some feedback. They're having a blast.
Have to understand, this is the lifestyle. They wouldn't trade their lifestyle for anything in the world, man.
Oh, I remember
It
that
was
YouTuber
all
saying
aboard the
Axe
Metro
Truth.
today as shoppers took a
Axe Truth.
That guy died?
Remember Axe? Yeah, he died a year ago. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea he died. He was a conservative.
Yeah, he was all right. He was funny. He
died?
He
Oh,
died about
wow.
a year ago. Yeah.
That's crazy. I had no idea
Yeah.
that he died. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
It was all aboard the Metro today as shoppers took advantage of the Easter Saturday service. A 10-minute trip downtown without traffic or parking hassle seemed too good to pass up. Are you going to be doing some last-minute Easter shopping down in Lexington Market?
Yes, I'm going down to get some things for
Oh,
my
man.
grandson's Easter basket.
So this makes it easier.
Much, much easier. It's easier to go shopping downtown.
All these women back in the 80s.
all got gaps.
Here's the thing, though, in the 80s, these girls, like in the 80s, all you needed was a coochie, man. Like you didn't need like a big BBL butt or some big titties. All you needed was a coochie. That's it. And you was fine. Like it was different. It was a different time back then. Like if you look at videos back in the day, like music videos, the girls is all skinny. They ain't got no ass, no titties.
Yeah,
nothing.
they was skinny as hell.
Yeah, that's what faces are like. What's her name? The girl from what's that movie? The one with Bruce Leroy. Shorty Vanity. They look like Vanity.
Yeah, but I mean, no matter what, even if they look like this, I mean, this is what it was. You was pursued because you had a coochie. The nigga wanted that coochie. Nigga didn't want like niggas wasn't on like the most thing niggas on was legs. Like if you had some nice legs, something like that. But as far as like just like looking like Jessica Rabbit and shit like that, nah, you ain't have to do all that as a woman. They had it easy back then. Women had it real easy back in the early 80s, man.
Even if you could dance, hit Soul Train and shit.
Shit, when I was a kid in the 70s, all the black kids would be like, "She got a fat ass, man. She got a fat ass." That's what they were
Wait,
worried
what?
about.
What?
Fat ass.
Yeah, but a fat ass in those days wasn't like a fat ass now.
Yeah, it's
Fat ass in those
oversaturated.
days was just
Oversaturated.
like,
He just said that.
yeah, it's a normal, regular, nice ass. Now it's gotta be like fucking, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, there was some fat ass girls back in the day, don't get me wrong, but it's just everything is like hyper, like even the jeans they wear, like the tight ass jeans and shit like that, and the jogging pants.
I grew up. I'm
Yoga
60, I'm 61, right? When I grew up, all the black kids dressed like they were going to Sunday school every day of the fucking week. Bill Blass shoes, press
Good old days.
silk shirts. I'm telling you, all the black kids dressed like they were going to church.
Did they speak differently too?
Nah, the same.
Still sound uneducated.
Were the black neighborhoods still violent?
What's that?
Were the black neighborhoods still
He
violent
hopped
back
on
in
here
that
talking
time?
about a violent experience he had. That's the first thing he ever said.
Well, right, but I got the impression
Well,
that was
yeah.
later.
Well, I mean, you know, you were talking about that here. I figured it was appropriate. I mean,
One thing that comes up here a lot is like, you know, you often hear that black people will say, you know, oh, the crime and violence in the community only started in like the 80s and stuff. And we've seen a lot of stuff
No.
here that suggests that that's not true.
Man, they hit me over the head in the projects with a floodlight fucking 50 years ago.
Rest my
Wait, so you grew up around black people?
Yeah, he lived
Well,
around.
I was always,
Okay.
you know, I went to
Let me
a
just move on,
psychiatric
man.
school.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go
Let me move on, though, dog.
You can go anywhere you want. It stays open until 8 o'clock. Park the car and ride down, take the subway down and come back. Plus,
Oh man.
I like to shop on Saturday.
And that's why
You need to
Saturday
stop
service will
smiling,
become
bro.
permanent in June. Metro's found that new passengers are riding the rails and rediscovering downtown. The Saturday experiments are paying off.
You may remember riding the subway last year on this day before Easter.
We're told about 24,000 people made the trip downtown then. Metro is hoping for an even bigger crowd today. Even the Easter Bunny greeted passengers as they entered Lexington Market. He wasn't passing out Easter baskets, but balloons reading, "I hopped the Metro." It was an even faster trip to the new Hutzler's in downtown area. That's where merchants greeted customers with holiday bargains and tasty Easter treats.
Ready when they know the deal nowadays. Can't add it up.
But then again, it is kind of a real thing. But
1985 baseball season. First, the good news.
Well, it's always good to have the Orioles return since they are our home team. And we're very happy that the stadium is in our neighborhood and we don't want to see it leave.
I think it's great. It's the beginning of spring. It's life coming back to life.
Like right now, in this era, that white guy would have a bald head. But back in those days, you just walk. It was a lot of dudes walking around with like a hole in their hairdo and shit. But nowadays, they just
Last
have all
week,
the
we
hair
found a well of mixed emotions about the startup of the 1985
look at
baseball
this
season.
woman.
First, the good news.
Well, it's
Everybody
always
looked
good
bad
to
back
have the
then. What the
Orioles
hell?
Look at this woman. She
Conor McGregor looking ass.
yeah, but she got a baby. She got a baby on her lap.
return since they are our home team. And we're very happy that the stadium is in our neighborhood and we don't want to see it leave.
I think it's great. It's the beginning of spring.
Oh
It's life coming back to life.
basketball is my real thing. But baseball is not all that to me though.
Oh my God!
Well, I enjoy it.
Well,
just stop.
I'm very excited. The bad news is
You see how much better that little
hippos.
You heard that little white boy, that little lighter boy. He was about what, 5 versus
Sound more articulate than
yeah,
than
he
that
sound
big
more
ass
articulate
young boy.
than the young little colored boy. God.
Yeah.
True.
Who lived in West
like, how more
Baltimore had
articulate-
apparently met Guy Schroen for the first time.
business in season. Do Waverly merchants ever get the chance to go down the block for a game?
I'd like to go to a game, but if the fans are going to come in here, I'll be in.
Look at her, like they're all like,
Oh, ugly.
Man.
What the fuck? Yo, y'all
What
can't
hit
play
her?
North Philly no more, bro.
Hey, who
Fell out the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down.
Who's old enough to remember Gullah Gullah Island?
Gilligan's Island?
Gullah Gullah Island.
I don't know.
Gullah Gullah. Yeah.
I ain't even gonna go there. If I'm gonna say Benya
And you're waiting for him.
y'all know you know.
Go watch it on TV.
On Channel 2.
On Channel 2.
23-year-old Guy Bennett Schroen was arrested at his home in the 3300 block of West Baltimore Street around 4 o'clock this morning. He's accused of murdering 21-year-old Antoinette Clark, shooting her in the back of the head, and then dumping her body on a sidewalk along Southwestern Boulevard in Arbutus early on New Year's Day.
look how they did it. That's cool.
He didn't even try to throw her in the river. He said, "Fuck that."
They didn't put a white sheet over it. They just put a goddamn look like some shit they found. Yeah.
Police say Antoinette Clark, who lived in West Baltimore, had apparently met Guy Schroen for the first time Monday night at a New Year's Eve party in a private home. They reportedly left the party together, and a few hours later, Antoinette Clark was found dead.
Wow, she met a dude at a New Year's Eve party. He whacked her that same night.
Guy Schroen, who says he's married and living with his wife on West Baltimore Street, was taken to court this morning. Judge Gerald Wittstadt informed Schroen of his constitutional right to remain silent, and the suspect said that's what he wanted to do, remain silent. Schroen, who is unemployed, was also arrested in September for possession of heroin and marijuana, and again in October for possession of LSD, cocaine, and other drugs. Judge Wittstadt ordered Guy Schroen held without bail. He was led away, handcuffed to several other criminal suspects, to return to jail and await formal indictment on first-degree murder charges by the county grand jury. I'm Jack Bowden, News Scene 2.
Everyone's benefits for the month of December were issued on.
Damn, her.
Hey, y'all got it bad,
got
man.
that little afro.
Fucking what's her name from Toy Story? The Miss Potato Head.
Yeah, they all look like we're gonna find a fine one. Let's see.
Time. We had no problems with the computer. We had no increased activity reported to us from any of the district offices in the city.
Ernestine Jones oversees the distribution of welfare checks through the state-operated computer system. When the computer came online in October, the problems began. And now there is what appears to be...
That's called a fax machine right there.
Oh, yeah.
That might be a printer. That might be a printer, though.
Hey, yo.
That shit looks slow
Be
as
a
hell.
glaring controversy, because even though these people say they have problems, the state says they don't. The state does admit checks come later than normal. They even handed out a new schedule. But the schedule says checks should come by the 5th of each month. Kevin Nielsen from Project Play says it's just not happening that way.
In the process of, just overhearing the conversation, find out that, that their check hasn't come or it's come late. And with a lot of the people, we have sort of a, relationship with them because they've been in here numerous times.
But you are still seeing problems with checks.
That ladder looked like a fucking bum off the street, and he in charge of the welfare shit. Yo, people looked a mess back in the day.
Either coming
Yeah,
coming
he
late,
looks
not coming
so
on, coming
unprofessional.
late.
Yeah, definitely.
Breaking Bad.
Kevin says his records indicate how many people a day come in with missing check problems.
Hey, I fuck
It
with
averages
that,
in the 20s for November and for
article,
December, and that's on the...
And look how everything on paper, like
Beautiful.
it's on
If we
paper,
used to
like
write in
they
cursive,
yeah,
we can understand it.
file cabinets and shit. They have file cabinet. They ain't have no servers back in the
low side, he
I
says.
had
But
part
at
of
places
an
like
estate to sell. That's one of the hardest shit to get rid of. File cabinets and like what do they call credenzas and shit like that. Forget about it.
Welfare Rights Headquarters that specifically takes welfare complaints, they average 100 calls a day.
So all indications that we have had was that those benefits that were scheduled to go out for the month of December did in fact go out, and people did in fact receive them.
Right. Hey, all this new this up.
Shout out to Open Gate. Yeah, we're gonna do Milwaukee. We're gonna do Milwaukee one day, man. We're gonna get to Milwaukee soon one day. Shout out to Not Coincidence, man, gifting the Ock Nation membership. Shout out to Doug Chunks, man, the Ock Nation Hall of Famer, gifting 50. That's big, man. Doug comes in, man, and he really lifts the show up, man. He donates. It's like he almost matches everybody combined, like all 2,000 people that have been through the show today. Doug matches that just by himself, man. Hit the PayPal, hit the cash, hit the super chat. Take the $5 challenge, y'all.
Promote him the moderator or some shit.
He already all that, man.
All that tax money.
Go to practically any Department of Social Services office in town and you'll find angry people. We first heard about the problem back in November when we were called to a minor disturbance at this DSS office on Smallwood Avenue. According to witnesses, a recipient got angry because her check was
God damn. She looked like a Meek Mill.
That an Olympic athlete?
down and you'll find angry people. We first heard about the problem back in November when we were called to a minor disturbance at this DSS office on Smallwood Avenue. According to witnesses, a recipient got angry because her
Chinity. She looked like Chinity.
She looked like, I don't know what the fuck she looked like. She looked like, oh no, man. That's a rough looking. And this one, she looked cute.
And fouled up, and they trying to get everybody stuff up.
But now, almost 2 months later, some recipients say the problem still isn't solved. The checks are still coming late. And some recipients we talked to today.
This is before the fades came out. Fades saved the game.
Oh my!
They called them Phillies too. We called them Phillies in DC.
But why y'all call them Phillies?
Because dudes in Philly used to wear them joints.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But when them joints came out, that saved the game because it's almost like black people didn't know what to do with their hair coming out of the 70s with the afros. Because the afros, all these people had afros in the 70s. So then they coming into the 80s, Jerry curls and shit and all that. So they don't know what to do with their hair. Fades.
You can tell.
Everybody look like costume characters.
So they haven't received their check since October.
Wait for November and December now. Now it's January. I just got
lip gloss. None of the bitches got on lip gloss.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Bitches didn't wear lip gloss back then. They just was walked around with bears and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Debbie Chapman says she almost lost her home over the holidays because she didn't receive her checks. She says her social service worker told her it was a computer error. Chapman received all her checks today, but she's one of the lucky ones. Listen to Thomas Rich's story.
My food stamp for November is not even in. I ain't getting them. They told me to say, oh, they'll probably be in the mail this month. And what the hell am I supposed to do? Starve and tell him?
He says the reason his check is late, according to his work.
So he complained about his welfare check income. I thought the welfare took the man out the home. This nigga getting welfare.
You hear this shit though? Like these motherfuckers.
Probably small percentage, dog.
Bro, these niggas don't be mad. These niggas don't be mad at black women for having welfare. These niggas be mad that they ain't getting welfare.
That's it.
The buck, bro.
This shit crazy. Like his ass talking about what I supposed to do. Motherfucker, you a whole man, able-bodied motherfucker.
Go get a weed whacker and most cut somebody grass, dog.
But we don't know if he a veteran. If he don't,
man, fuck all that, dog. This nigga a grown ass man, bro.
Because of a computer foul-up. Rich wasn't the only one angry at the DSS office on Chester Street today.
I've been living in my house. People come in there, people come in there that wait for money.
Beanie Siegel and shit, man. This nigga.
Look at all these niggas. Look at all these niggas turning up because they ain't get their food stamps.
This shit sound like worse than the crack epidemic. For real. The way they fucking sound so fucking desperate and shit. This shit sound.
They ready to crash the fuck out.
They probably got more energy than crackheads, but yeah.
They need that shit because these niggas is jive turkeys, man. These niggas shiftless. They used to call them shiftless, man. Shiftless Negroes.
They had money in November and December and all. This is January. I received 3 eviction notices so far.
Oh,
right?
Hell no. What the hell?
3 eviction notices thus far. And
that nigga look like a...
That motherfucker Cletus, boy.
I would say it like this though. They look like
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, but they look like industrious motherfuckers though. They look like they're trying to get their jobs at least.
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
Where you see that, bro? You trolling or some shit, man.
Where did you infer that from, bro?
Money in November and December and all. This is January. I received 3 eviction notices so far, right? 3 eviction notices thus far, and I'm still. Hold up, Rick.
For what? What are you waiting
for? Money to pay for my eviction notices because of the computer file.
And so for this man, and for Thomas Rich, and all the others who are looking for their late checks, they say they'll continue to wait and hope. The checks
he
will
look like he like Buddy from what's that Deuce. What's that is that movie with the little kid and shit. He like the daddy with the green hat.
You talking about
Bobby Brown.
South Central, South whatever.
Chris Holmes, New Scene 2, Metro reporting team.
And that just messed everything up. They tell you to hold on.
Bernard Getz is being held on $50,000 bond, charged with 4 counts of attempted murder. He says he shot 4 young men who tried to rob him on a subway. And now he says he doesn't want a bail fund. He'll raise the money himself.
Did he get convicted? Did he get convicted of that?
I can't remember, but yeah, he's four Sun teams tried to rob him. He turned the tables on.
The question on many people's minds tonight, though, is could such vigilantism happen here in Baltimore? And if so, would we support taking the law into our own hands? You know, New York's subway system is fraught with violence. But the Baltimore subway is a lot different from the New York system. For one thing, it's smaller with only 1 line. It shuts down at 8 in the evening, and its problems are mainly confined to graffiti and vandalism, not crimes against the passengers. So riders feel safer here.
Oh, quite safe and quite comfortable.
Subway is pretty nice. They have guards and stuff all
the Red Bulls looked a mess back in the day.
Yeah, man. That's how you know it's fucked up. Ain't no bad Red Bones. What the fuck?
She looked crazy out here, man. She looked like worse skin. Like they just didn't have all. Well, they have beauty supply stores back then.
Right? What the fuck?
You're telling me you feel pretty safe?
Yes.
Even Baltimore's darkened streets are safer, patrolled by neighborhood watch groups. People here get involved, but don't go too far.
I think everyone supports citizens against the bad guys. So you'll get that support from everyone. But I think if you ask everyone deeply to follow it up and to see what their individual reaction would be, I think everyone is going to say the same thing. We need the police to do the job and not individual people. Just too dangerous.
Since the neighborhood watch group Mike belongs to took to the streets, the crime incidence has decreased by 30-fold.
Oh, we watched 90 movies the past month.
You're kidding.
Since we've had it, 80 movies. We're going for 4 more tonight.
No longer do you have to brave the weather and big crowds to see your favorite movie star. Well, that was the promise, but anyone who believes that hasn't been to a video store lately.
We've been doing memberships like crazy. Probably added 1,000 members within the last month, just this video club alone.
Rental of movies on cassette was supposed to be a convenient solution to going out to the movies, but convenience went out the door when the customers started coming in. And they really started coming in after Christmas. This girl says her family found a VCR under the tree.
It's my father's. So we all get the movies that he wants. I guess it's comedies.
What's holding true for the video industry and not the movie industry at large is that no one kind of movie on cassette is a bestseller. They're all breaking the home box office records.
If something is new, it's really hot. Police Academy, Big Chill, the newer releases.
This is 85. This is when VCRs first came out. So it's like, you gotta understand that shit. That shit is not old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like before this motherfucker, you had to go to the movies to see a movie.
Yep. You had to wait about 4 years on TV for it to come on TV.
Yeah, for it to come on TV, and
about 4 years.
It's like, yo, this was big. This was like whatever iPhone comes out, bigger than that. This was a revolution.
Places are really, really hot.
Movies for rent. Some thought the idea reckless, but the industry's great expectations have been more than met. The business community says it promises to be a never-ending story.
My friends mostly are underage, so we can't go out to bars. There's nothing else to do.
It's my stuff they're ripping out of my house. Come on. Get that bitch.
John Sabiga's wife and children screamed and wept, but there was nothing they could do today to fight the court order evicting them from their Pikesville home of 22 years. The house had been sold at auction 2 years ago after John Sabiga refused to make his mortgage payments in U.S. currency, which he doesn't believe in. A third eviction notice was issued last week when the State Court of Appeals refused to hear the case.
This is my home.
My home.
And she doesn't deserve it.
I walk into my own bedroom, everything just being thrown in boxes, glass is broken everywhere.
That woman look crazy.
Christmas tree with everything on.
The 80s was a rough time, man.
Yeah, none of these women look attractive at all, man.
The glass everywhere. I mean, they could let us go in there. Even
what's your cash app?
They didn't clean it out. He won't even let me.
It's in the description box for the video.
Okay.
It's right there as soon as you go to the description box.
I'm glad I was born way past this time, man.
Somebody in the chat.
My mother in there.
John Sabiga wasn't here when the sheriff's deputies arrived. He's serving time in the Baltimore County Detention Center on charges of hindering police officers, the first time they tried to evict him about a year and a half ago. The second time sheriff's deputies tried to evict Sabiga a year ago, he fired shots at officers and barricaded himself in the house for several hours.
And for the Maryland Penn escape in March of '81, an escape that resulted in the murder of a downtown Baltimore restaurant owner.
You don't have a lot of sex offense. You got a lot of assaults on each other where inmates go out there and they fight, they stab each other. The guards go out there, they try to stop it, but I mean, you can't stop the situation.
It is overcrowding that is also blamed for the tension within the prison. Tension that often erupts into violence. Violence which endangers the lives of the guards. Violence that 2 months ago killed Officer Herman
Officer Tolson went down to the hospital
He was stabbed when he got down to the bottom of the steps.
Niggas used to have
He
these
collapsed
mustaches and shit.
after walking down 5 flights of steps. We were working short, and we didn't have enough manpower that day. And I think if we had enough manpower on that particular day, that Officer Tolson would still be alive, and I probably wouldn't have got stabbed.
Although Officer Tolson was the first guard killed in the Maryland prison system this century, there have been numerous attacks on guards, according to a recent report by the Attorney General, several a week in the south wing of the Maryland Pen.
The number of stabbings, a couple a week, that's outrageous. If I said even if half of what I've heard today is true, it's shocking that that type of conduct is occurring within our penal
believe that he's still somewhere in this area, although we haven't seen him for 2 days, or since Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
This nigga look like he don't
Since his
sell
escape,
any
Collins allegedly stabbed and raped one woman and assaulted a couple in Jessup.
For most of today, state police thought this man, Tony Anthony Townsend, was the 17-year-old rape suspect, Daniel Dennis Collins,
17.
who had escaped from police at Howard County General Hospital over the weekend. The man had been discovered this morning, sleeping inside the gymnasium at the Cedar Knolls School, a District of Columbia juvenile corrections facility located near Fort Meade in Anne Arundel County.
Looking through the door over there, I see 2 feet extending beyond the wall. Closer look, I see a head of a person's laying there sleeping.
It wasn't until late this afternoon, after comparing fingerprints of the two men, police were convinced they had the wrong.
Look at the fingerprints. Yeah. They had to compare the fingerprints by eye. They had to look at the fingerprint with a magnifying glass and look at the other one.
Ain't no lasers, none of that.
Man, I'm so glad I'm.
Guy.
I wasn't born in this time, bro.
If you got clapped tomorrow or something, at least there's something. Like,
this show.
I was born in that time, man.
Yeah, I was a little kid. I don't remember this, but I was a little kid.
Same here. I was like 4 years old.
But see, I remember '85. That was first grade. So I mean, I remember that year. But it was just. It didn't seem like it was this lame. It didn't seem like it was like this, man. It seemed like it was just normal. You know, somebody got a lot of
Regret to say that the person that we took into custody this morning as a result of a B&E at a federal institution is in fact not that of Mr. Collins.
Huh?
Jimmy, you gotta hit mute. We can hear everything you hear.
I shut my phone off. It was just my phone.
No.
I just
We're talking about your microphone
tonight. And at area video stores, many of those youngsters convinced their parents to stock up on entertainment for the weekend.
Yeah, we're all trying to find something to, kill the time we may be stuck in. We don't know.
So for many businesses, profits rise as temperatures and snow fall. I'm Jack Bowden, News Scene 2.
Yeah, no shit. People need heat, wood.
That was a different time, Jack, man.
Thank God for internet, smartphones, social. Man, yo, we got
GPS.
We got good, dog. Yo, how the fuck is our
Jovan, those people that you said, they were all born that year. All the smartphones, we were born that year, so we're the one that created that shit.
First computer. We at the cusp of all this shit for real.
Yo, y'all ain't even have like
we give the same amount of time that we've had with the shit another times 2. I mean, we're gonna look fucking as old as they did at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was better back then though. People interacted with each other more.
Under lights.
Hell no, they had no choice.
On their way to a camp.
But now it's all about entertainment. Now it's all about entertainment, sitting in front of a computer.
But that's what I'm saying. Even back then, because nobody had everybody had to be stuck together. Y'all used to gather to watch entertainment. That was like the pinnacle of shit.
Right. We used to gather to watch Good Times, All the Family, Star Trek, all them good shows. You
get along with the get along. But now it's like, nah, fuck that. I ain't hearing that.
I mean, listen. Now people gather on social media. Look at this gathering.
Look at us.
This is a gathering. This is a digital gathering, man. Take the $5 challenge via PayPal, Cash App, or Super Chat. Support your local based fucking
Just don't vote Kamala.
In
Don't vote
groups,
Kamala.
under lights. These are Morgan State students on their way to a campus event. Last night, 2 students were assaulted. One shot critically in the back of the head, right outside a dormitory.
See, people have to live in fear, and that shouldn't be like.
Shootings at a HBCU. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, man.
You look like the baby with no hairline.
They come here for education. They don't come here to be scared of where they walk, what they do.
Did you notice anything different tonight when you were walking to the auditorium?
That's that
Well,
Baltimore accent.
there was a police officer over here, and
What they do.
What they do.
Man, they always talk like that.
Did you notice anything different tonight when you were walking to the auditorium?
well, I noticed that there was a police officer over here, and
Is that not normal for-
that isn't normal, really. Not at the beginning of a function, anyway.
Some students we talked to tonight complained of poor lighting on walkways. This is a walkway that leads to a dorm. In other parts of campus, walkways are only partially lit. 3 lampposts were out on this sidewalk.
I'm a wrestler here at Morgan, and I travel the country in a van. So I figure if I travel the country in a van, they must be using the money for the lights, for security, but there's no lights. Look around.
They used to dress like
that aren't lit very well.
old niggas back
I'm
then.
sitting in one of those areas right now. If you can't see me, how could a student see a possible attacker? Well, it's areas like this that the student government wants more lighting, they want better lighting, and they want more security. And they say it shouldn't have taken a shooting last night for all these problems to come out. Michael Shockett, Channel 2 News Nightside on the Morgan State campus.
It is glamorous. Fast cars, fast women, the excitement and intrigue of
Miami
cops
Vice.
with Miami's drug culture.
Party time.
TV's Miami Vice cops always get
Oh,
their
yeah, that's
man.
the crack era. I
In
forgot.
TV land, the streets belong to Vice. But on the streets of Baltimore, Vice cases don't unfold from a Hollywood script. Here, the game is played at high stakes. On Miami Vice, the enemies are drug pushers and drug suppliers. Baltimore's 35 Vice officers fight prostitution.
You're out there and you're playing with them. I mean, you don't know what they're thinking, and they don't know what you're thinking, and anything could go wrong at any given moment. You've got to be really conscious of your surroundings, the person you're dealing with, and you just have to have a little bit of street savvy in order to make it.
This Baltimore Vice detective has been out there on the streets of Baltimore for 5 years. He knows the pimps, he knows the prostitutes, and it's his job to make sure they don't know he's a cop.
Your whole way of doing things is based on your acting ability, the ability to not be detected.
Baltimore Vice cops are actors just like the cops on Miami Vice. And on a Friday night this summer, they played their roles to a T. Baltimore Vice had received a tip that a limousine service named Heaven Incorporated was actually a front for prostitution. Vice cops posing as businessmen arranged for Heaven to throw them a bachelor party. Police say the promise was they would be driven around town in the limo and then be brought back for a night in heaven.
We ended up successfully arresting the owner and arresting a prostitute who was driving the limousine.
Just last night, Vice made their presence felt on the block, raiding, along with narcotics officers, a store that allegedly sold drug paraphernalia. Their lives might not be as glamorous as their TV counterparts, but Baltimore Vice says it's cut the prostitution problem in Baltimore down to size. Horace Holmes, Channel 2 News, Nightside.
Oh, pause. That nigga
was a
like
freshman.
the only person that didn't look like a motherfucking, he looked like a movie star or some shit. Everybody else looked like.
That's Don Johnson, man. Yeah. Don Johnson from Miami Vice, man.
Oh, all right.
He's I think he might still be on TV.
Yeah, everybody else looked like somebody uncle or some shit.
Yeah, niggas look old. Niggas look old. Like it wasn't even like their faces. It's just everything about them. Like
It was everything.
No hairline. Niggas ain't got no shape up. Niggas don't know how to trim their beard. Niggas got big ass mustaches and shit. It's like You know, it's just weird. It's a and the niggas wear coats. They got like uncle.
The uncle that played chess in the park, fucking jacket on and shit. The whole swag was like.
The Mob Deep track.
Yeah,
No, that's CNN.
The attendant
Yeah.
there says Sykes walked in around 1:30 a.m. with a gas can and bought $1 worth of gas.
I work Channel 10.
Witnesses tell us the fire was still smoking when police arrested Anthony Sykes right here in Charles Street across the street from the fire scene. Police say they searched Sykes and found a cloth rag, 2 books of matches, and some phone book pages crumbled in a wick-like fashion. They also found a gas can behind the club. 2 firefighters were hurt, but all the people in the club got out safely, largely because of an employee who discovered the fire, which broke up behind
This
the
nigga
disco's
like
DJ.
19.
Upon going in, there was no signs of fire, and all of a sudden, while I was in there, poof, just like that, the fire came up.
No hairline.
So what I did was walk out, close the door, walk up to the stand
Old-
where the DJ plays.
old man
took the record
jacket.
off, and told the people in a nice manner that they would have to leave for a while.
Estimates are the damage here is in the $100,000 range. A wig store and a promotions business office were also destroyed. Joyce Jefferson, News Scene 2.
Aretha Jenkins' mother used to
Asian
rent this
dude
West
owns it.
Baltimore row
Yo,
house.
that's somebody
Aretha grew
crib.
up here. Today, years after
Oh
her family
my
moved
God.
out and the house was left vacant,
Storefronts.
Aretha and a friend, Woodrow Felder, returned as the house's new owners. The purchase was
got
made
no head.
possible by a new program called the Baltimore
You ain't got no
Housing
hand me down
Partnership.
unfinished
Well,
script.
without this, I don't think we would have got a house.
What the fuck?
We're glad they came up with an idea like this. Something that's good for the neighborhood. And I'm just happy.
The Baltimore Housing Partnership consists of businessmen, builders, and community representatives who so far have acquired and rehabilitated 5 vacant houses in Southwest Baltimore. By keeping rehabilitation costs low and using creative financing and tax shelters, the partnership is able to then sell the houses for under $33,000 to low and moderate income families like Jenkins and Felder. About a quarter of the $900,000 original investment for the project came from the city, the rest from businesses. There are still about 5,500 vacant houses in Baltimore. The Baltimore Housing Partnership has plans to rehabilitate and sell 40 of those, eventually expanding from the southwest area to the entire city. In Southwest Baltimore, Joan Gartland, News Scene 2.
That Javon strong as hell.
Barbershop is a longtime institution in the
Get your
black
ass
community.
out of there.
But now, in addition to being asked how long, how short, some barbers are asking their clients this question.
No bullshit. I'm glad I never had to wear shorts that short.
There was a time when people took their medical problems to the local barber, but today it was the prime institution.
They got
in
a
the black
barber
community.
shop?
But now,
Oh,
in addition to
man. Yo,
being
get the
asked how
fuck outta
long,
here.
how short,
What you
some
mean?
barbers are asking their clients this question.
Ain't none of these niggas had a lineup. Look at this
There
nigga.
was a time when people took their medical problems to the local barber. But today it was surprising when customers here walked in and found barber Malcolm Richards taking a blood pressure reading. Richards is one of a half dozen local barbers at 4
Oh, yeah,
shops,
yeah,
now
he got a
working with
lot
the
of-
University of Maryland and the Urban Cardiology Research Center.
I remember
It's
all
hoped
the
by
white kids
testing,
and all the
they can
black kids
identify
cut their hair
those suffering
short
from
at
one of
the
the
same
biggest
time.
cripplers and killers of
I
black men,
know anything. He
hypertension.
you were
It's a
orphan.
silent killer
That's
with
the
no
truth.
symptoms. Today, they received their certification as blood pressure measurement specialists. It's hoped that the old barbershop setting will now have an additional purpose, that of saving lives.
Black males do not usually go to the doctor for regular checkups or, you know.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What the fuck is it?
That's a coolie. That's a coolie.
Yeah.
That's a sniper's wet dream.
This nigga looks interesting. Say the least.
He said black men don't go to the hospital even back then, man.
Physical examinations. Usually they use the emergency room as their source of health care, and they must be stopped in their tracks before they'll actually see a doctor about a problem. The relationship between the barber and his clients is usually a very, very positive one.
They
So
had to
we're
have the
relying on that.
doctor take the nigga's blood pressure, man. I mean, the barber. That's crazy. That's
Relationship
bananas.
to increase the rate of control for high blood pressure in the black community.
So I'm really pleased with what they're doing because I do suffer from high blood pressure.
The idea is to find high blood pressure
Look like
victims
Ali.
and refer them for treatment before they suffer the devastating effects
like
of
it
stroke,
was.
heart attack, and kidney failure.
If we can get them in here, to do it in here, we may be able to maybe save a life.
Joyce Jefferson,
Oh,
News
hell
Scene
no.
2.
Fuck that.
Portia Gray and many of her classmates
Take
are
me to
frightened.
Gladys.
It was in her school last year that a student was shot to death during a robbery, and it's not far from Harlan Park Junior High that other young black men have also been murdered. At the urging of Congressman Perrin Mitchell, students here wrote letters to the community explaining how they feel about the slaughter. Today, Mitchell called a news conference, and the youngsters shared their feelings with us.
Dear community, I'm an 8th grade student of Harlan Park Junior High. In my class 8D13, have become very concerned about teenage killing.
I just wanted to tell you how important a life is.
We have friends and families out there walking the streets and are praying and wondering if we will ever see their faces again.
The reason why I'm writing this letter is because I am a teenager too, and I don't want anything to happen to me.
Mitchell announced that he and the students will go door to door in the community near the school.
So they was trying. They was having crime problems too, man.
Yep. Niggas was getting cooked in school.
I have no pity for him whatsoever.
A very, very loving, caring young individual.
At night.
But Ford says there's already a meeting planned for tonight to discuss the crime in this neighborhood, and that could be a start. Kevin Brown, News Scene 2, West Baltimore.
It's never easy to come together in times like
That shit
these,
used to put me to
a
sleep.
time when LaRon McBride's family and friends are asking why.
A very, very loving, caring young individual. And she seemed to just have everything in life ahead of herself.
For those who loved LaRon, these are difficult times. Difficult because one who was so bright, full of love and life, was taken so quickly, so senselessly.
It's just a person that I knew very, very close to me that's gone and can never be replaced again.
Why were we all here? Because after a while, the struggle of life will soon be over.
And tonight, what remains for LaRon's family, friends, classmates, and teachers at Coppin State is bitterness and anger toward the man police say killed her.
He didn't have the right to take her life. It was wrong. I have no pity for him whatsoever.
Thank God we realized, just as LaRon, one day we will shake off mortality and put on immortality and fly away to a land where we'll never grow.
I would never know anything happened like this because she was just a sweet person.
Senseless?
She meant a lot to me.
Crocodile tears.
Fucked up.
Michelle Bass is one of the lucky ones. She's able to work at Union Trust Bank because her son Lawrence is in a daycare center. But city health officials say there are about 3,500 families who cannot find daycare for their children, and that means those parents cannot work. The health department is planning to ease the regulations that govern daycare centers, hoping that more centers will then open. For example, the owner of Lawrence's daycare center says current regulations on kitchen equipment are so needlessly tough, it made it difficult to open her center.
Our kitchen in total cost about $15,000 to
That money could have been used for other purposes.
Definitely.
The new regulations would also allow youngsters to bring food from home if they choose, would allow a few more kids per class, and allow day.
Yeah, man, they ain't even had daycare, man. Daycare was a new thing in 1985. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's something we take for granted. That's something that people take for granted nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
I told you I remember growing up getting my ass beat at sleepovers because we ain't had no daycare. It's just my aunt watching us for a couple of days.
You see, there was a time when a man could go out and get a job, buy a car, buy a home. The woman stayed home and took care of the kids. You didn't have to go to college.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was a time when that was real.
Yeah, definitely.
Fair.
Yeah.
Salute to,
now, because of feminism, the man and the woman got to work, pay somebody else to watch your kid. Fuck that.
Salute the Black conservative Americana. He says, homie said November and December. Yeah, man. Salute to everybody out there, man.
Almost 4 hours.
Saturday.
Nice.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
Crazy.
$5 challenge, man.
Yeah, man.
4 hours.
Yeah,
challenge.
man.
Talking about.
Yeah. Salute to everybody out there, man. Same black time, same black channel. Out of here. Peace out.
Good night, everyone.
All right, thanks for having me, man. I enjoyed myself. I think I'll be watching you.
Yo, that story was off the chain. That was a way to start shit off.